Believe, pray for me, been battling this season. My reasons and legions of demons, that's hard to see. I wanna live on my purpose and prove I'm worth it. Pray for the city, cause I know I do not deserve it. Damn, my people down still, and heavy is the head that wears the crown, for real.
I've been around, everywhere I go my people down. Ay, no need to frown, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Ay, down bad, no love, down bad. We knew what it was, we been down bad, no love, down bad. We knew what it was. Down so bad, we been down so bad, we been down so bad. So bad, so bad. Down so bad, we been down so bad, we been down so bad. So bad, so bad. Down bad, down low, down bad. Down bad, down low, down bad.
Tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel that? Ain't your feeling like we done met before? I told you straight out the door. Oh, darling, I adore you. I know it took some time for our paths to align, and now you're in my life, darling. You're all mine. Giving all the praises to the Most High, for bringing us together in this lifetime. Now we're reunited, nothing ever could divide us. What God has joined together, let no other put us under. Do you remember in the beginning, like Adam and Eve, we were meant to be, and we're bound for life. We're bound for life. I met you, something like a dream come true. Living every day, feeling like a replay. We're bound for life. We're bound for life. Us forever, babe. You and me together, no one ever break. I've waited all my life for you. This between us two feels like deja vu. I know you can feel it, that strange feeling. It is unusual, like we done met before. I feel familiar vibes, I ain't gon' lie, no. Precious lover of all my days, please don't ever go away. so that I won't lose my soul. And daily I'm trying to stay on the narrow, 'cause temptations are coming to bring me down, but I'm stronger than these trials that's coming to take me out. But I know it's you, Lord, who is in control, and you give me your wisdom to keep me. It's your wisdom that teaches me. It's your wisdom that gives me the understanding to keep your commandments. It's your wisdom that keeps me, and you give it freely to all those who ask you and seek you diligently. Yeah. Yeah. And daily I'm learning how to apply the words that I've read. And now I'm determined to obey your commands. Once conform to this world, I've renewed my mind. Now I'm smarter. Before I was living vain, living for the finer things. Now I know what's worth more than gold. It's your wisdom that keeps me. It's your wisdom that teaches me. It's your wisdom that gives me the understanding to keep your commandments. It's your wisdom that keeps me, and you give it freely to all those who ask you and seek you diligently. Yeah. Oh, your wisdom is making me whole.
You are now flying.
Got a lot to thank you for. Yeah, this life and many more. Gave a chance to get it right. Got to see another night. It may not be the way it should, according to you, it's for my good. Yeah, I must endure it all. I gotta see this kingdom fall. He's coming like a thief for me. He's coming for my family. The one and only King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Provider, I don't need nothing. Excited about to be jumping. Yeah, alle ufandi, alle ustad. Alle ufandi, alle ustad. Alle ufandi, alle ustad. Alle ufandi, alle ustad. All praises to the Most High.
It's so much on my mind all day. Looking back, I'm thinking about how far I came. Life ain't never easy, but I'm still okay. All praise to the Most High. It's not a day that ever goes by that I don't think about all of the things get them up out of the way. All about business, got no time to play. I gotta move like a prophet, cause one thing about it, without him ain't nobody safe. That's why I'm feeling okay, cause I got you and I know that won't change.
Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, man. We have to give all praises to the Most High, the only one and true living God of Israel. You are the one that brought me back to life. Brought me back to life. You are the one that opened up my eyes. Open up my eyes. Lord, I just want to praise you, and I'm feeling grateful. It don't matter what I'm going through. Never gonna leave, gotta stay with you. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm gonna dance till morning light. We heading straight to paradise. If you're not thankful, then you not right. You're not right, my lord.
Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. All praises to the Most High. Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. Alle ufandi, alle uster. All praises to the Most High.
Father, won't you take me, hold me? I'm asking you to show me, show me. Father, you're the one and only. I know that you are worthy, worthy. 'Cause to die is my right to my life, and I will lay down my life for you. Lay down my life for you. 'Cause to die is my right to my life. It's a fight to the end. Fight to the end.
Yo. No greater love than losing my life for my people, than losing my life for my kinsmen, than losing my life for the kingdom. I want my sins forgiven, to live a life worth living. I just want to see our freedom. That's why my wheel's still spinning. I lived a life full of evil, many mistakes and I'm paying for it. Saw affliction since the beginning. Gotta win it cause I'm made for it and I prayed for it. Through the fire, got blazed for it. Came out shining with white raiment. Lost sleep many days for it and I'm saved for it. Like, had to lay down my life for my King Christ. I didn't have to think twice. Had to lay down my life. I didn't have to think twice for my King Christ. Double honors to the martyrs, double honors to our fathers. Revelation chapter 6. I seen the souls under the altar. Righteous blood won't vengeance, righteous blood won't penance, righteous blood crying out for the wicked man's sentence and his rulership in it. Yo.
Take me, hold me, I'm asking you to show me, show me. Father, you're the one and only. I know that you are worthy, worthy. 'Cause to die is my right to my life, and I will lay down my life for you. Lay down my life for you. 'Cause to die is my right to my life. It's a fight to the end. Fight to the end.
Color-coded in the cosmos with brown hues used on the canvas, wrapped and packaged that in fine gold. Damaged goods when we crash landed, batter beat it scattered across the globe. Among the nations cast away stranded, found a book of mysteries of old. Now I know we never been abandoned, more than life or death, cause I'm living to die. No wonder why I've been facing these demons on every side, cause they want to keep me from seeing God. I know I'm his son cause I'm being tried, chastised, antagonized, almost met demise. Living legend, used to live a lie. The glory coming cannot be described. So I
had to lay down my life for my King Christ. I didn't have to think twice. Had to lay down my life. I didn't have to think twice for my King Christ.
Heavenly calling, pick up the signal. Covered in stripes, I just need a whistle. Only a glimpse of the bigger picture, but wherever you going, I'm coming with you, cause redemption draweth nigh. paradise is beyond the sky. To get to that place, then you gotta die. To come back when them chairs fly on high.
Won't you take me, hold me? I'm asking you to show me, show me. You're the other one and only. I know that you are worthy, worthy. 'Cause to die is my right to my life, and I will live my life for you, live my life for you. 'Cause to die is my right to my life. It's a fight to the end, fight to the end.
Took a minute. About time I committed. Hard times felt like giving up, but your love kept me winning. Don't hesitate, got to make haste. Oh yeah, just set your pace into the race. Oh yeah, you were always my day one. You have shown me where I'm from. This is why I need your love.
Stay. Many mentions how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. Guys on earth, we here to stay. Many mentions how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever.
Before the beginning of time, heavenly, divine. This was the image in mind. God body in design. Poetry in the motion. Now it's starting to align. Every detail defined. I like a line upon line. Whoa, this is the way. This is the truth. This is the light. Talking about Christ. Wisdom in the beginning of life. Winning the fight. And that's thus say the Lord moving forward. Look at how it glitter on his sword. 144K points on the board. Only thing we're looking for is forever.
Guys on earth, we here to stay. Many mentions how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. Guys on earth, we here to stay. Many mentions how we get to this place. Follow the signs, look at the gates. Name on the list, don't be late. I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever? I wanna live forever. How long forever?
I want the glory. I want the grace. I need that wisdom to shine, illumination of the face. I need that forever love, the kind that never fade away. 'Cause I'm here to stay. Reach them golden gates. Now it's time, open up, let righteousness shine, fill up the cup. 'Cause I can't imagine a place that I'd rather be than to sit with the anointed king. Throne of wisdom, throne of power, no more rain, no more showers, arrayed in glory, more than flowers, live forever.
It's that time again. Yeah. Ya la hora. You know, power hour. Ponle atención, classes in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Flee from religion, cause them churches never teaching shit. Everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit, yeah. That mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it's saying what it say. Ya ven el tiempo, entra para el templo, aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida, nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah. Tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. The 11th hour. Tune in to your history. You know it ain't history. Power hour. The 11th hour. You gonna get your history. 11th hour. Power hour.
Yeah, now you rockin' with the deacon while you waiting on the weekend. From the tribe of Ephraim, but don't call them Puerto Rican. That's a byword, those ain't names, it's God-given. Fighting from oppression to saving all God's chillin', giving light to the people. Don't let the devil beat you. When you have at your disposal all these leaders that can teach you how to fight fornication, eat in moderation, correcting all these marriages and self-examination. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. You probably sleeping if you thinking this is not war. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. Just tune in and we gon' tell you what to watch for. Yeah, the power hour. You know, it's the power hour. Yeah, the power hour. Yeah.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Most High in Christ bless you all. Welcome to the Power Hour Plus. We is back at it again. All right, I'm Officer Asher.
Hey, Officer Job.
Got Officer Job in the building. Who else we got here?
Officer Tobias.
And then we got Officer Tobias. Hey, man.
Sir.
Shout out to the class you did last week. You know, I know you had to do it like, I think day of, right? It was like day of.
Yeah.
But you got it done. You did your thing.
Spirit of the
Excellent,
Most High.
excellent class.
Fire.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Hey, shout out to the bishops. Shout out to the deacons, specifically Deacon Yashua, once again for giving us another opportunity to be able to do a topic on the Power Hour Plus. All right. Shout out to the captains, all the mighty men of war out there fighting for the souls of our people.
They're right.
Vanguarding for our people.
Come on.
As well as the sisters that are supporting the troops and doing all the things that they do to bring forth this word to the four corners of the earth. All right. So listen, y'all, we got some good stuff for y'all today. All right. Hey, put the thumbnail up. Yes, there's a thumbnail made today. Can you believe it? Let's go. Job got mad because he didn't get a thumbnail last week.
It was
Elevate. Day by day.
It was just
Nah, he
pointing
wasn't
out-
mad, but it
was
was.
pointing out facts.
Yo, I didn't even ask for the thumbnail, and then they just popped up with it. But I'm like, all right, cool. But you know, I did give him the title like last week, so
Right.
You know, Job gave his
But he
title
made-
like top 5 minutes before the show, so he didn't get a thumbnail.
But
I mean, he
couldn't-
found out that he was doing it like
But
that.
he created the thumbnail today.
He did create the thumbnail today. Or,
Crazy work.
You know, I think this was Hannah. I think this looks like Hannah's
Top of work, yeah.
Top of work.
With a little background.
my sister. Yeah,
bar.
It's clean, though. I like the letters.
yeah,
The
that's
letter,
yeah.
that thing is
So you
fire.
see, look on the right, you got Sirach ben Sirah. All right,
Uh-huh.
that's Sirach, son of Sirach. His name is Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all gonna find that out. On the left side, those are just some scribes and prophets. You know, that could be Job in the background. You know, back then when you know he had the fro and all that. That's him in the background
No,
praying to the Lord.
I want the forehead bald, man.
This is back then though. Like this is different times,
But
bro.
hey, it's in the Bible, so that was back then too.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's true. That's true. Oh, Benson said definitely Hannah. Yeah, shout out to my give a round of applause to
Benson's
my
up there?
sister Hannah, man.
Yeah, Benson.
All right,
All right.
y'all can take the thumbnail down. Y'all can take
Yeah,
it down.
Benson.
I actually put it back up. I didn't even see. We got caught up in the talking. I didn't even get to talk about the title. So today we'll be going over the book of Ecclesiasticus. We're going to be going over wisdom, discretion, and judgment. All right, because when you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, you'll read about things pertaining to wisdom. As he mentions, even in the first chapter, he goes right into wisdom, as well as discretion and judgment. So we're going to dive into these particular points because there's so much in Sirach. And as I was doing my reading in certain excerpts and books and stuff like that about Sirach and the particular chapters, bro, there's so much that can be broken down, but I had to make sure that I abridged it and I broke down certain things, that are more important, right? And then later on, maybe in the future, whatever, we could talk about different things that he spoke about. Like, for example, in the later chapters, he talks about the kings, right? And he talks about like King David, Josiah, Joshua, Moses.
Yeah.
He talks about the forefathers. That's a whole class in itself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you could take the thumbnail down. Take the thumbnail down. So once again, y'all, we're gonna be talking about the book of Ecclesiasticus. I think some of y'all, I'm sure, read the book of Ecclesiasticus. I'm sure some of y'all love the book. You know, with some good stuff written in there. But make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all share. I know it's early in the day. Let's make sure this goes out. You know, we do what we do with the sharing and all that. And
baby, we live.
we're gonna take care of some housekeeping, man. You know how we do. We're gonna take care of some housekeeping. What's
Let's
up,
go.
Joe? What we got on the table, man?
Hey, y'all pull up some of the commercial. We'll just do the commercial. Just to keep everyone, engaged.
Hey, we still at 65 likes, y'all. Get them up. Support.
Hey, yeah,
Share.
hold
Come
up.
on.
That's part of the housekeeping.
Right.
Mike. Is this normal, Ash?
I mean, we hear
Where
you.
you just hear it out of one ear?
Nah, I don't know. I only hear it I hear it out of two.
There's another headphone somewhere, though. Would you like this one?
It's all good.
Okay.
It just sounds weird.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, let's get those likes up. Let's share. Hey, Officer Ash is about to bring some fire, some history, some context to Ciroc. Because I bet you there's people out there that read Jesus and Ciroc was like, oh shoot, Jesus and Ciroc.
Not only that, officer, when people read the book of Sirach, they don't know the history of when it was written, around what time, why he wrote it. Like, there's so much in the book of Sirach. But I'm just going to focus on that a little bit, like the history and context. What I really want to get into later on is the wisdom, discretion, and judgment aspect. Because, the spirit of Deacon Joshua, is in all of us here, specifically in Phoenix, right? So these are things that we bringing out all the time.
Right.
And I love Sirach, bro. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I finally took some time to study, and
look at this.
we're going to get it in.
We were talking about this on Sabbath, weren't we?
Yep.
Oh, word?
That's
We were
why I
looking at
say-
Ciroc and we were going through all the precepts in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Officer
Nice.
Joe said he got his Bible marked up.
Oh, yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at
Look
it.
at the book of Ciroc.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It looks like a subway in
It
Harlem.
looked like you found
Subway
this-
of Harlem. Wow.
It looked like a letter you found.
Like a little kid went in there and started scribbling.
Bro, because there was one year that I went deep into Ciroc, bro, and that thing like opened another.
Yo, listen,
Bro.
and especially, I'm gonna go into it, but especially for a young man coming up, and Sirach talks about it too. This is a book that you want to read all the time because, like I said, it teaches you judgment and discretion, and a young man has none of that. None of that. He's got to learn that, so that's why reading this is so good. I've been in deep study of Sirach for the past like 5 years, bro, and I only got up to like chapter 34. I'm talking about like really, getting into it, precepting. Getting definitions, asking leadership for certain questions. I only got to like chapter 30 something, but if you see my joint, it looked like Job's, it looked like the streets of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Because, but this takes time. It takes years.
It's
you know
a
what I'm
book
saying?
of wisdom.
So I finally want to be able to, kind of expound on some of these things.
It's the Proverbs of the Apocrypha.
Right. Yes.
whole
Yes.
nother
The Psalms
level,
and
though.
Proverbs of the Apocrypha. That's
But
facts.
anyways,
That's facts.
before we get, because I'm anxious, I'm excited to get into that. But let's do some housekeeping. Let's play that video. It's loading, of course. Let's go to a photo then. Let's go to, since we're going to be bringing that video up with the sisters, let's go to the photo. All right, we could do that. So it's not coming soon no more. Hey, first of all, if you notice, Officer Ruvain is now on the show. Keep him in prayers.
Yeah, everybody got knocked out this week,
Man.
I was knocked out last week. I caught a sickness. I don't know what it is, whatever plague, and then somebody else caught it. And I don't know if it was from me. I don't think it was, but
I don't know.
whatever. They caught it, and then he caught it, and then that person, it's been crazy.
I brought it up for a reason, though, because Power Hour Week.
Oh, yeah. He's sick,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Well, he's sick. Okay. Okay, he's sick. I'll give him that.
Oh,
Keep him in
shit.
prayers.
Give him prayers.
But he didn't send us no updated like Power Hour, like original royalty stuff, man.
Oh man.
Look
Hold
at
on.
this,
So this is you right now. This is you.
Yeah,
you,
like
wow.
you see how it says coming soon still? That thing is out. It's up there. So let's look at this, the Royal Range Collection. First of all, how many of y'all already like put y'all order in for the Royal Range Collection? Who's trying to look royal but Western at the same time? Hey, one thing about these shirts though, I can tell you from personal experience, the material on it is crazy work.
Fire.
Soft, sturdy, it's built like it's durable, quality.
Yeah.
Like all praises to the Most High. Real leather. The stitching is crazy. Buttons, everything. And one thing about original royalties is we're still finding a footing. We're still finding a footing. Meaning, guess what? As time goes, we learn, adjust, come back harder. That's what I like about it, man. The quality, the stuff that's in the works. The stuff that's in the works is about to be crazy. But all praises to the Most High. But is the video ready? So we ain't forgot about y'all sisters. Sisters about to get hit hard too. Just do a little fine tuning here and there, but the sisters about to get hit hard with the drops that's coming soon. But here's one right here that you can get into right now. Play that.
It's AZ3 in the building. Yeah. Calling you daughters of Sarah. We see you. Today is your day. For the first author of our beauty have created them, labeled them. Beauty is much more when you relate with them. Way with them. Hate it cause they ain't it, can't compare to them. Away with them. My sisters like that precious. Ain't no one mistaking them. You can't get her twisted. Nope, sick religion's fake to them. Girded in these scriptures, sister sharper than the blade of it. You can surely miss her with them critics and their labeling. The apple of her father's eye. Ain't no one replacing him.
All praises, all praises, all praises. So, hey, make sure you cop your drip, as Rue would say, right? That's right. Drip.
Yeah, man.
I ain't trying to be, I ain't doing what he does, but cop your drip of original royalties because understand it's supporting more than clothing.
Right.
It's supporting this truth. So just go ahead and do that if you haven't. All praises to the Most High.
That's right. Hey, and there's some pictures also that I sent like 3 photos to add on that too. I sent 3 photos to add to that. And then this last one. Yup. So there you have it. Officer Joe, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, man. So can you zoom in?
Yo, that picture fire. Look at that.
Can you zoom in more to like the leather part? Because we got high quality equipment to put up good quality product pictures and images so we can show the people. But if you look close, look at that.
Hey, y'all let us know what y'all think about the drip, man. Y'all comment on there. If y'all got a chance to comment, let us know what you think about the drip. Which one's your favorite? You like the lavender noir? You like the mesa blue, right? You know what I'm talking about. Y'all let us know, man. And let us know where you're tuning in from too. We want to see where y'all coming from. You know, we dispersed. We want to see where y'all coming from.
And it comes with fringes.
That's right. Yo, them fringes is cool, man.
Yes.
Them fringes is nice too.
It goes with it. You know, we had a hiccup with one of the
lavender. Okay,
the jackets that came with fringes and stuff, but we adapted.
That's it,
It's
man.
just gonna get better and better.
That's it.
And guess what? I just want to make a disclaimer. We had a black moment within Israel when it came to a product that
you can go to the next photo.
Wasn't up to par, didn't understand. And misunderstanding. So whenever you have issues or complaints or questions, let's not go to social media,
right?
Like Negroes to display your concern.
Right. Use discretion.
Use discretion. We got a whole phone number that you can call if you have disagreements. Just hit us up. Let's handle it within Israel.
The scripture says, "Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself."
Right.
We got the Bible. Let's use the Bible.
That's fact.
Right.
That's fact.
But we understand that they're out there.
Right.
But I just want to let everyone know.
Yeah.
Hit the line, man.
That's right.
All praises. Next
That's
picture. Oh, it's already up there, right?
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
so look, they talking about lavender. They like the lavender one. Somebody mentioned the blue. All right. Somebody mentioned the lavender again. I guess it's not in their size. It's sold out. Hey, look, that's why you got to be quick with it. You know, you might end up, looking on the website one day and then you tune in the next day trying to find your size and it's gone. The products, they ain't there forever.
So understand how original royalty's moving.
Next photo.
Make sure when you see it drop, make sure you jump on that thing because original royalty ain't waiting.
That's it.
We're gonna come with the next new thing, and 8,000 people is not gonna have the same thing. It's only gonna be
right, because you heard Deacon. Unless there's like a real big like influx of people wanting this particular article of clothing again, this is just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So so look, what you're looking on the screen right now, only a select few people gonna get that. And that's a very unique color in itself. That's a real nice color,
Yeah, bro.
Right.
That pink smoke.
That pink smoke, man. That's fire stuff right there.
Hey, they say we got Gastonia, we got Arkansas.
Okay.
What is that? San Diego.
South Florida,
Stockton, California.
That's the
I went on a I've been sick, right? So I've been watching a lot of movies at the crib while I'm recovering and so forth, right? Well, I'm recovered now, but last week and this weekend, just watching a lot of movies, man. So I've been watching a lot of I was watching Notorious B.I.G. I don't know if y'all seen that one, Get Rich or Die Trying. And then I saw the Tupac movie. I don't know, man. I went back to the 80s, bro.
Oh, damn.
I went back to the 90s, bro. I watched Paid in Full.
Oh, man.
Hey, I watched Juice this week.
I watched Juice.
Juice was fire.
And I watched Juice, bro. Tupac was a Negro in that movie, bro.
Hey, y'all went down Negro Lane.
So if you see me doing this a lot, that's from the movies I've been watching, B. Man. Hey, but all praises to the Most High God. All right. So listen, I know we usually do the health piece, but don't worry, Joe. We're gonna get into that later because I separated a piece from Ciroc about the health piece.
Okay.
So you ain't even gotta, unless you already had something. I'm gonna pull that later on, anyways. But
I had something from Deep.
Go ahead, pull it. Let's pull
sure?
it. No, let's pull it now because what I got is we gonna read. So go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want since we're not gonna touch health like that, the spirit of Deke is always around. You know what I mean? So I took this clip real quick from Deke just to remind everyone out there, just because he ain't here, he's still here.
Right.
Go ahead and play that. And this is out of love.
Right. Sucks we have to say that, but yes.
Yeah.
This is
this
love.
is out of love, man. Because, hey, have you heard that saying, tough love?
Yeah.
It's the tough love that counts.
Come on.
It's that pat on your back love that gets you hemmed up.
Right.
All right? Go ahead and play that.
I know I wasn't thinking about this, but it just came out. I'm prefacing all the other stuff I'm going to go over. You know why? Because I know people get offended, especially fat people.
Right, come on.
I'm sorry, fat people get offended.
This is true.
And the reason you get offended is because you don't want to face the level of accountability that you need so that you can take the consistent steps. I'm not saying it's going to be easy for you.
Hell no.
I'm not saying, I've gone over this. I'm not saying there's not hormones involved that make it more difficult. None of that. But none of that is a license to say I can continue to be this way.
Right.
And I'm going to show you, you might not think it because everybody has their own, well, I'm not gluttonous. Well, eating more than what you need is gluttony.
Right.
Eating more than what you, I don't surf it. Eating more than what you need, excess, right? And you do it consistently.
Yep.
You did not get 200 pounds overweight overnight.
Deacon, there was a post.
That is a pattern of gluttony and surfeiting.
Right.
And it's sinful behavior.
Right. There was a post that I posted in the chat.
All right, so stop. So I put it out there because remember, scripture says we're trying to attain this kingdom, right?
Right.
And to do that, we must not sin, right?
Right.
So if we have things that are sinful behaviors, what must we do? And he used some big words in there: accountability and consistency.
That's right.
And that's what a lot of people don't like is that change and how hard it's gonna be to be consistent with something that you're not used to. Like he said, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be easy. I ain't say it's gonna be hard with the different conditions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a point of you just being consistent with what you can do to be a better person.
Yeah.
So,
That's it, man.
I'll praise it, D.
That's it. Hey, you know what else too? Right now, what I'm rocking is the cherry tobacco.
Ooh.
Got the cherry tobacco. I had an officer hit me up like 2 weeks ago from Mississippi, Jackson. And he was like, yeah, man, hey, what's that stuff what's that flavor you said that you put on or that you guys put on or whatever? So I gave him like, a list of, some of the ones. And I guess he's trying to grow he's got a beard, but it's like patchy, So I told him, he can get the kit and then that'll help him because it's, the growth serum joint. That's the one to grow, the beard more. Then you got the balm that kind of, makes it to where you can kind of, fix it and shape it better or whatever. Yeah. So I told him to get the kit. But listen, just as he inquired, I know some of y'all are very curious. Go to the website, originalroyalty.com, and check out all the different scents and flavors. We got so many. Deacon has mentioned it before. They're not going to be in stock forever. So you want to make sure you get up in there and you get the kits. All right, wives, for your husbands, right? Get you the kit. Get you some of these growth serums. If you've been wanting your husband to have a beard for a long time. Well, here's your chance, man. This might just be what it is right here.
Soft.
All right. So you can put that up, the website. All right. So we got the different sections for the beard and so forth. You got the beard butter. All right. And then that's the one that you want if you're trying to grow your beard is the growth oil. All right. The 30 millimeter joint.
Hey, they got the Solomon's Wisdom individually packaged now.
Yeah,
that used to come in
I
the
got
bigger
that one.
kit that was $50.
Right.
Yeah.
Solomon's Wisdom is OG.
And that thing
That
smells
one's OG.
fire.
Yeah, that one's very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
All praises.
All praises. All right, y'all. Hey, y'all ready?
Hey, always ready.
So listen, man. Listen. Once again, we're going to talk about the book of Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach or the book of Wisdom. It's got different names, and it's all based off the author of the book. All right, so we're going to read first and foremost. Let's get the prologue, y'all. We about to get started. Y'all grab your Bibles, grab your notebooks, your phones, however y'all do the notes and all that. We about to get into it now. Yeah, let's get them lights up. We about to get into it. Let's get into the prologue first and foremost. Come on.
It's the book of Wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus.
So this is the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. All right, so you had multiple Jesuses. All right, because typically when you have children, sometimes you name them after yourself. So we're going to read about a couple of Jesuses, but this particular Jesus is Jesus, the son of Sirach. All right, it's also called the book of Ecclesiasticus. When you look up the word Ecclesiasticus, it's going into collection of books. All right, you could fact check me on that real quick. IT Ecclesiasticus, but let's go ahead and read the prologue by the uncertain author.
A prologue made by an uncertain author. This Jesus was the son of Sirach and grandchild to Jesus of the same name with him. This man, therefore, lived in the latter times, after the people had been led away captive and called home again.
All right, so let's pause for a second. This Jesus was the son of Sirach. So the Jesus that's being referenced here is the author. So this is the author of the book of Sirach. So all the chapters that we got is based off this particular man, Jesus, the son of Sirach. So his father's name was Sirach, and then his father's name was Jesus. All right. So this particular man, it says he lived in the latter times after the people had been led away captive. Go ahead.
And called home again.
Go ahead.
And almost after all the prophets.
And he's giving you the timeline, an approximate timeline in regards to Jesus, the son of Sirach, when these books were written, when these proverbs and wisdoms was written, as well as when it was translated. All right. So real quick, what I want you to do, IT, I want you to put up that image of the timeline. All right. I want you to put up the image of that timeline. Yep. Let's get that one right there. That's it. Let's do that one first. Right there on the left. Timeline of the captivities. All right. Because we read here that he lived in the latter times after the people had been led away captive and called home. When were we led away captive? Of course, you had the northern, put that up. You had the northern kingdom of Israel who was led away captive by the Assyrians in 722 BC. All right. Then you had the Babylonian captivity. You could do your reading on your own. But when you read the book of Kings, the book of Isaiah, the book of Jeremiah, Ezekiel, you read about the exile of the people of Jerusalem, the Jews that were scattered all throughout the earth. all right, during the Babylonian captivity, as well as the temple being destroyed in Jerusalem. Then after that, you got the Persian Empire. This is what he's making reference to when he says, and called home again. The people was able to come back to their home. So a lot of the Jews, what was going on? They was going back to their homeland, right? That's Ezra chapter 1, where it talks about you had Cyrus the king, right? Cyrus the Great, which was a Persian king. He allowed the people to return back to their lands to help build Jerusalem, but he also mentioned those that were dispersed as well, that they could help in different ways. All right. So we're reading about those that had returned and those that were led away captive and sent to the different parts of the earth. All right. Then you got Alexander the Great coming in. He conquers Persia. That's around 332 BC, roughly. Alexander defeats the Persian Empire and spreads Greek influence. So this is where we're getting into where Sirach starts to come in. All right. The grandfather. That's the one that compiled the books. All right. The Greek rule begins. So you got the Greek culture, the language, all the customs, all the foolery that's coming out in the Greek captivity. All right. This is what we want to focus on that much the more. This is the Ptolemaic dynasty, right? These are the kings of the south. You can read this in the book of Daniel, chapter 11, for example. It talks about the kings of the north, which are the Seleucids, and then you got the kings of the south. That's the Ptolemies, or the Ptolemies. That's the Ptolemies. Ptolemy, y'all get what I'm saying, right? So you got Ptolemy the first Soter. He becomes ruler of Egypt, Greek god, or not Greek god, but Greek king, rules over Egypt. He begins the Ptolemaic Greek dynasty. All right. Now we get to Jesus ben Sirach. This is the one that wrote a lot of the wisdom and parables that we have today. That was around 200 to 175 BC. These are approximate dates. All right. Jesus ben Sirach, a wise scribe of Jerusalem of African descent. I had to put that in there because, GPT don't know what's up. They don't know that our forefathers was these people, and that we are our forefathers, and that the forefathers back then, being the children of Israel, are known as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today. All right, so Jesus ben Sirach, this man right here, he probably could have been from the tribe of Judah, right? Primarily, that's probably the thought because he was in Jerusalem, right? Just based on the geographical context. He might have been from the tribe of Judah. We don't fully know. But this is the man that was writing all those texts. And we're going to keep on reading in the prologue. Then, when you get down to 132 BC, this is later on in time, a couple generations after, you have the grandson. What did he do? He translated Jesus, his father, his grandfather's text from the Hebrew to the Greek. Because what ended up happening? We were dispersed throughout Greece, right? And Greece started to become the main language of all the world. Just like, what's the main language today? English.
Right.
That's what Greek was back then. So the Hebrew had to be translated to the Greek in order for the people to be able to understand the certain text. And so that's what the grandson did. He translated that book into the Greek, so that way all the Jews throughout, they're able to read the book of Sirach, they're able to read that wisdom and gain understanding. And we're going to read the purposes of why he wrote these particular things. Go ahead, officer.
The spirit was on him because. Do you have Isaiah?
No, bring it up.
Can I bring out Isaiah 28? The stammering lips.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue.
Stammering lips and another tongue. Read.
Will he speak to this people?
Will he speak to this people? So guess what? He had to translate it in another tongue so he could get to the Israelites, so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans in that language. And that's why, a lot of people, well, that's not the real Hebrew. Well, according to prophecy, this had to happen because guess what? Without going so deep, that's not the real Hebrew that Yiddish that's spoken today.
Right. Come on.
But yeah, so I just want to bring that out. The spirit led them to do that.
Yes, sir. Hey, absolutely. That's some good stuff right there. That's some good stuff because remember we were dispersed. That's why get Acts chapter 2 right quick. Get verse 5. We're going to be quick with this. Acts 2 and verse 5.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Right, because remember when you read in Deuteronomy, the prophecy was, the curse was that we would be dispersed into all nations. So you just seen Officer Joe brought in Isaiah 28 that we would have to speak in these different languages. Why? Because our people will be found in these different languages. Watch this. Let's jump down. Look at verse 9.
Verse 9. Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia, in Pontus and in Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt and in the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
Cretes, by the way, are Grecians. Cretes are Grecians, right? This is Asia Minor. A lot of Asia Minor here. Go ahead.
And Arabians.
Right, so y'all can get this breakdown another time, right? We also have images that show the breakdown of the Parthians, the Medes, right? Those are the Persians, the Medes. You got the Elamites. You got the Mesopotamia, that's Babylon. Y'all get the point. To save time, y'all can read that on your own, but I wanted to focus on the Cretes. The Cretes is making reference to the Grecians, right? Then in various scriptures, when you read Paul's letters, you read about the Grecians, right? You read about the Hellenists. Real quick, watch this, Acts 6:1.
Yep.
The book of Acts, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Give me that definition, the Bible dictionary, Hellenist.
And in those days, when the number of the disciples was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians.
Of the who?
Of the Grecians.
In other translations, you might read the word Hellenist, because this isn't talking about white people. This is talking about the Israelites who were scattered in Grecia. All right, go ahead.
Against the Hebrews.
Against the Hebrews. Come on.
Because their widows were neglected in the daily ministration.
So these Grecians are Hellenists. Let's read about the Hellenists. Let's get that Bible compact dictionary real quick.
Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue.
This is who Paul was making reference to. This, when you read in the New Testament about the Greeks, them coming in, salvation for them, that's making reference to the Hellenists. Those were the Jews that were scattered throughout Grecia and that learned that particular tongue and that adopted Greek ideas and practices. All right? So that's who these particular messages was directed to. All right? So when you read the book of Sirach, once again, as we went through the timeline, it's during the Greek captivity, around the Greek captivity. All right, let's go back to the prologue. Let's go back to the prologue. Let's start it again from the top.
The book of Sirach. The prologue. This Jesus was the son of Sirach.
So this is the author. Go ahead.
And grandchild to Jesus of the same name with him. This man therefore lived in the latter times.
In the latter times. Go ahead.
After the people had been led away captive.
After Babylon and the various captivities in which we were led away captive. Go ahead.
And called home again.
Called home again. The people were allowed to come back to Jerusalem. This was during the Persian Mede captivity. Go ahead.
And almost after all the prophets.
Almost after all the prophets, because remember, you had the law and the prophets. Real quick, give me Matthew. Give me Matthew. You know what I want? The law. It was until the law and the prophets. It's in Matthew. Law and the prophets. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick.
You want 5 and 18?
Look at Matthew 11:13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 13. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John.
What did it say?
For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John.
Right. So from Malachi to John, there was no prophets. Okay. From Malachi to John, there was no prophets. That's what he means by almost after all the prophets. That was during this time. All right. This is what you call the old silence. Get that in 2nd Esdras chapter 7. Officer Tobias, when you're done writing that,
yes, sir.
Get second Esdras chapter 7, and I think it's verse 28. All right, so it says in Matthew 11:13, for all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. The law is the first 5 books of Moses, and you got the prophets, all right? And they prophesied until John. Malachi was the last prophet up until the time of John once again, right? John the prophet, John the Baptist, right? Come on, read that.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 28. For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him.
Wait, hold on. Is that what I want? Yes. Read it again.
For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him.
Right, so this is a prophecy concerning Jesus Christ, meaning the Messiah, right? So here you got Ezra's prophesying about the Messiah to come. Oh, there wasn't no Jesus in the old. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. He was prophesied in the Old Testament. What did it say again?
For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him.
Right, his disciples. Go ahead.
And they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years.
And those that remain shall rejoice within 400 years from the time that this was prophesied, okay? Meaning Christ would come forth. Go ahead.
After these years shall my son Christ die.
And after certain years, his son Christ shall die. Go ahead.
And all men that have life.
And all men that have life, meaning the commandments of God. All men that live based off the law, right? Proverbs 7:2. So that is prophesying concerning the disciples being with Christ and then being put to death eventually. Now, let's look at the timeline after. Verse 30.
Verse 30, and the world shall be turned into the old silence.
Into the what?
The old silence.
So the old silence makes reference to the time when we had no prophets, okay? That's making reference to, for example, you have during the time of the judges, right? There was no prophets, right? Remember, it says in, I believe in the last chapter.
Last verse.
Last verse,
Every
it talks
man did
about.
right in his own sight.
Thank you, sir. Because there was no prophets, right? So the Lord had set up different men, to save the people and so forth. So after that, you had during the time of the Grecians. Remember when you read in the book of 2nd Maccabees, I think it is, maybe the 1st Maccabees, I forgot where it's at. It talks about this is what we're gonna do with the ark because there's no prophet, right? Find that. We got to find that now because I got to show y'all that. Oh, until a prophet arise. Watch this. 1st Maccabees 14:41.
The book of 1st Maccabees, chapter 14 and verse 41. Also that the Jews and priests were well pleased that Simon should be their governor and high priest forever.
Watch this.
Until there should arise a faithful prophet.
You see that? You see that? The law and the prophet was until John. So they prophesied until John. John came back. And he was that prophet. He was that prophet that was to come. That's Malachi 3 or Malachi 4 that talks about that prophet that would return and bring light to the people, right? And of course, Jesus Christ coming on the scene as well. So this was part of the old silence where there was no prophets. When else did that happen? The Dark Ages.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Right?
We had no prophets during the Dark Ages. Niggerdom was happening. Spickness was happening. All kinds of evil was going on during the Dark Ages, all right? That's part of the old silence again, all right? The old silence again. Let's finish it in verse 30 in 2nd Esdras 7.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 30. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days.
Dispensation of time.
Like as in the former judgment.
Right, like back in the time of Genesis 6, for example, right? Where the Lord had judged those that was sleeping with different women of the other nations and so forth. Right? There was a time of silence where there was no prophets. Come on.
Like as in the former judgments,
right.
So that no man shall remain.
No man of God shall remain. Go ahead.
And after 7 days, the world that yet awaketh not shall be raised up.
Woo! So this is prophetically speaking about us today. We are living in the best times now. Why? Because the prophets are back. We are not living in the old silence.
Right.
The prophet, you a prophet. You a prophet. We out here prophesying. The Lord has given us his spirit again. That's Joel chapter 2, where he says, I'm going to put my spirit unto these men, and they're going to prophesy, and their sons and their daughters shall prophesy, man. So we are in these times right now. Let's go back to the prologue. I just want to get there. Job, you had something? Like you was about to speak.
Yeah, but that precept that goes in, he will not hide his prophets in the corners no more.
That's Isaiah 30.
Yes,
go ahead, read it. 30 to 20.
That came to my mind when you were saying that,
Yes, sir.
All praises to the Most High. But yeah, it's heavy what you're saying because I was connected. As I'm looking, I was like looking at the chart still. And I was like, damn, this is around the Dark Ages. But we're at the stage, like you said, the prophets are back. Read that.
Yes, sir.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 20. Though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
No matter what we're going through, because there was a time like we were going over where the prophet wasn't there for a while. There was a time where the leaders wasn't there according to God's word. There was a time for all of that. But guess what time it is now? It's time where the prophets is out there on the corners. Because when I was growing up, I don't remember seeing prophets on the corner to the magnitude that it is today. But now it's to the point where prophecy's been fulfilled and it's out there.
Come on.
Purple's a problem.
That's right.
We're all over the world.
The
and
prophets
they cannot
are
stop
back.
us. They will not stop us.
The prophets are back. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, let's go back to the prologue and let's finish off where we ended.
Now his grandfather Jesus, as he himself witnesseth, was a man of great diligence and wisdom among the Hebrews.
So this man was wise amongst the people. Go ahead.
Who did not only gather the grave and short sentences of wise men.
So he was wise, and he instructs you in the book of Sirach that you must be around the wise men in order for you to receive instruction, especially as a youth. Jesus Christ did this. He was with the lawyers, right, with the Jews at the age of 12. We should follow suit. Sirach did the same thing. Go ahead.
That had been before him, but himself also uttered some of his own, full of much understanding and wisdom.
So, of course, he uttered some of his own. He's had his own experiences, and he wrote of these particular experiences. Go ahead.
Whenas, therefore, the first Jesus died.
So the first Jesus died. Go ahead. That's the grandpa. Go ahead.
Leaving this book almost perfected.
Leaving the book what?
Almost perfected.
So this is the Jesus who wrote the book. He left it almost perfected, but there was still some things that needed to have been done. Go ahead.
Sirach, his son, receiving it after him, left it to his own son Jesus.
Right. So you read a lot of names, you read a lot of Jesuses, right? So there was a transition of the wisdom that was passed on, right? So it was almost perfected, and then it was given to his own son Jesus. Let's see what he did with it. Let's see what the grandson did with it. Go ahead.
Who, having gotten it into his hands, compiled it all orderly into one volume and called it wisdom.
He called it wisdom. That's right.
Intituling it both by his own name, his father's name, and his grandfather's.
Right. Wisdom, right? Wisdom, Jesus, the son of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus. Go ahead.
Alluring the hearer by the very name of wisdom to have a greater love to the study of this book.
Come on.
It containeth therefore wise sayings, dark sentences, and parables, and certain particular ancient godly stories of men that please God.
Come on.
Also his prayer and song.
Right, that's 50 and 51, chapters 50, 51. Go ahead.
Moreover, what benefits God had vouchsafed his people, and what plagues he had heaped upon their enemies.
Come on.
This Jesus did imitate Solomon.
So the one that wrote the book of Ecclesiasticus, he imitated Solomon, right? So he read the Proverbs, he read the Psalms, he read the law. He was well learned in the law and in the prophets, and he imitated Solomon. That's why a lot of what you read in the book of Ecclesiasticus, you'll see a similar context and a similar proverb in Proverbs, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And was no less famous for wisdom and learning.
Wow. So he was no less famous for wisdom and learning. So they went up to him. Like, yo, hey, yo, Sirach, man, yo, Ben Sirach. That's what they call it. Yo, Ben Sirach, right? Son of Sirach, Ben Sirach.
Right.
Yo, man, what's up with the knowledge today? What you got for us?
Right.
So that was him. Go ahead.
Both being indeed a man of great learning and so reputed also.
Now, let's hold that before we get to the next prologue, right? I want you to get the excerpt, Ben Sirach and his times. This should be notated as one. Is that it? Let me see that one. Yes, that's it. Let's read that, Tobias.
Ben Sirach and his times. A summary statement about Ben Sirach and his times is found in the prologue to the Greek translation of the book made by the author's own grandson, my grandfather Jesus, who had devoted himself for a long time to the study of the law.
So he studied the law,
the prophets, and the other books of our ancestors.
Wow, come on.
And developed a thorough familiarity with them, was prompted to write something himself in the nature of instruction and wisdom. This he did so that those who love wisdom might, by acquainting themselves with what too had written, make even greater progress.
So the purpose of the book is so that we can live a more godly life. Come on.
Living in conformity with the divine law.
That's right. Come on.
Later in the prologue, the grandson states that he himself arrived in Egypt in the 38th year of the reign of King Euergetes.
Right, so that's what we're going to read later on in the second part of the prologue. Well, that's the prologue that he actually wrote, because the first prologue was written by an uncertain author. Go ahead. So this is his time period around he was in Egypt around King Euergetes.
Yeah.
Right, this is King Euergetes the 8th. All right, we kind of showed a little bit of that earlier. Go ahead.
And that he had spent many sleepless hours of hard work in preparing his Greek translation for publication.
Come on.
The epithet Euergetes was attached to only two of the Lagid kings, Ptolemy the third and Euergetes the 1st, 246 to 221 BC, and Ptolemy the seventh Physcon Euergetes the second, 170 to 164 and 146 to 117. Since the former reigned only 25 years, he cannot be the Euergetes in question.
So he's going into the history, what king it was. Go ahead.
Ptolemy the seventh, however, began to rule in 170.
Look at this.
Conjointly with his brother Ptolemy the sixth, Philometor, 181 to 146, and he died 53 years later. In 117, calculating from 170, the official accession year of Ptolemy the seventh, the 38th year would be 132 BC.
Okay, come on, watch this.
This is the commonly admitted date when Ben Sira's grandson migrated to Egypt.
So he migrated to Egypt, his grandson who had his father's book. Go ahead.
He made the Greek translation of his grandfather's book in the following years, publishing the work, as some scholars hold, before 117 BC. Another theory as to the date of publication was proposed many years ago by Wilkin. He argued that the peculiar use of the proposition epi in Egyptian Koine Greek, the language the grandson used before the name of a king. In this example, Euergetes, and the mention of an exact date in this example, the 38th year, indicate that the king is no longer alive. Thus, according to this view, the grandson wrote the prologue and published his translation after the death of Euergetes in 117 BC.
Okay, so we read the outline as far as the time period in which he translated his grandfather's book. All right, so now I want you to get the next excerpt after that. All right, get the next excerpt after that.
And
That
I
one
want
right
to
there.
just say something real quick because there's people out there, Negroes out there. Can I just get Psalms 68 and 11 real quick? Just to solidify that, at the end of the day, what we're going over is good history, good points and stuff. But I don't want people to forget the point either. Why Sirach's in the Bible. Read that.
The book of Sirach, the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it.
Hey, anything in his Bible, the Lord gave the word.
Right.
And great was them that took that word, that spirit, and published it, meaning wrote it in a book, so we can have it today to go by.
And you look at it too, like you see how much care this family took to take and pass down the wisdom and knowledge a lot of us take for granted.
Right.
A lot of us have this in our Bible and we don't even read it.
Right. And that's why I wanted to get the extras, because it expounds on what you just said. You know what I mean? As far as like the translation, the hard work that it took, the passing down of wisdom and all that, right? So let's look at the next excerpt, and then I want the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 2. Go ahead and read that. Put that on the screen.
City, NY, Doubleday, 1981. Page 287 to 90. Ben Sira's grandson wrote the prologue in carefully crafted prose, employing the grammar and syntax of literary Koine Greek. He must have had a first-rate education.
So this man was no dummy, right? Like when you're reading the book of Daniel, chapter 1, it talks about the kings, or not the kings, but the children of Judah being wise and understanding, right? Many different skills. All people have always been smart. We've always been wise. That's why anything we put our hands into, if we put our mind to it and we have God backed up, God backing us up, we can accomplish anything. So we're reading about the grandson and his translation aspect and how smart he was, all right? So it says he must have had first-rate education, just like Paul. Same thing. Paul, very smart, right? Go ahead.
He must have had a first-rate education in the rhetoric and literature of the period.
Which was Greece. Go ahead, Greek.
Though the English translation given here has 10 sentences, the grandson's Greek text has 3 fairly elegant periodic sentences. These 3 sentences correspond to the 3 paragraphs into which the English translation is divided. The quality of Greek in the prologue differs markedly from the kind of Greek the grandson uses in order to render accurately the Hebrew text of Ben Sira.
Right, so this took time. Go ahead.
The grandson usually translated quite literally, even on occasion utilizing Semitisms.
Semitisms, that's going into not Semitism, right? Like anti-Semitism. That's going into, when you look as far as in the context of vocabulary, Semitisms, right? going into that translation aspect. Go ahead.
Thus, he preserved as much as possible of the sense and favor of the original Hebrew.
So it says he preserved as much as possible of the sense and flavor of the original Hebrew. So he had to make sure when he translated, it was the right words.
Right.
So from because the wording and the language has different effects. We're going to read that later in the prologue. So he had to make sure what was written in Hebrew, he gave the best accurate translation to Greek and make sure that thing hit. Right. So he took time for that.
Right.
Just like language today, like English that we have today. We read stuff in English, right? But it's not the same effect as it was written in its original language.
Right.
Just like when we teach. When you teach in Spanish, it's a different effect. It's a different power depending on the words you use, right? Same with English, same with Creole, right? When you listen to brothers preaching in Creole, they be like, they be sounding, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like a different force that it has. Like language is a spirit.
Facts.
So what's beautiful about this, going back to y'all's point, was the Lord put the spirit on him to because he's a scribe. He translated the text of his grandfather from Hebrew to Greek, but he did it with time and he did it with carefulness. He didn't just, whatever. He made sure he took his time to give that effect. I'm going to give you an example. 2 Maccabees 2 and verse 23. Now listen, like I said, I'm just setting the foundation as far as the history of Sirach. We ain't even get to the wisdom, discretion, and judgment part. That's what we really want to get to.
Right.
Go ahead.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 23. All these things I say, being declared by Jason of Cyrene in 5 books, we will essay to abridge in 1 volume.
Right, so this is going into the writings of the Maccabees. So these are the writers speaking, the scribes. Go ahead.
Verse 24, for considering the infinite number and the difficulty which they find that desire to look into the narrations of the story.
So it ain't no easy thing. Come on.
For the variety of the matter. We have been careful.
We have been what?
We have been careful.
Just like his grandson was, Sirach's grandson. Go ahead, his son. Go ahead.
That they that will read may have delight.
Come on.
And that they that are desirous to commit to memory might have ease.
Damn.
And that all into whose hands it comes might have profit.
So just like Jesus, the grandson, took his time to make sure that the translation was right, is the same way that these people right here that wrote the book of the Maccabees, that was scribing the Maccabees, they took their time to make sure they give it to us and that we're able to utilize this for us, for our benefit, for history, for reference. And it works because when we read the Maccabees, it puts a fire in us.
Right.
It teaches us different things. It gives us history that we need. Go ahead.
Verse 25, verse 26. Therefore, to us that have taken upon us this painful labor of abridging.
Abridging, right? That's abbreviating, meaning they couldn't write everything in the 2 books of the Maccabees. They had to abridge. They had to abbreviate certain things. All right, add this part in there. Okay, make sure you add the woman and her 7 sons. They couldn't add everything. I'm pretty sure there was way more stuff.
Right.
Obviously, right? Go ahead.
It was not easy, but a matter of sweat and watching.
So it took some time. Come on, finish it off.
Even as it is no ease unto him that prepareth the banquet, and seeketh the benefit of others. Yet, for the pleasuring of many, we will undertake gladly this great pain.
That's right, just like his grandson did with the translation. Now, Officer Joe brought out that Psalm 68, and he prompted me now to want to bring out a scripture going into the same thing. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 19, look at verse 1. For that same point.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 1.
So this is in regards to translation. This is in regards to understanding these books, this wisdom that the Lord has given unto us and being able to bring these things forth. Verse 1.
The heavens declare the glory of God.
So the heavens declare the glory of God. The heavens is the sky, right? The clouds, the stars, all these different things. They declare that God is true, that God is real. Go ahead.
And the firmament showeth his handiwork.
It shows how powerful God is, how magnificent he is. Go ahead.
Day unto day uttereth speech.
The sun and the moon, they utter speech. Go ahead.
And night unto night showeth knowledge.
Right, so he's giving you a parallel of the things that are in the sky and how it shows the magnificence of God, as well as a reference to the prophets. Okay, it's a parallel. Read it again, verse 2.
Day unto day uttereth speech.
The sun and the moon, the day is the sun, the night is the moon. Go ahead.
And night unto night showeth knowledge.
Right, sun and moon, but when it comes to the prophets, what are we doing? Day by day, we prophesying. When it comes to nighttime, what we doing? We prophesying. Every second of every hour, we bringing out the word of God, right? That's that Isaiah where it says they should not hold their peace. Day and night, they should not hold their peace. That's what we're reading. Go ahead.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
So the prophets is everywhere. And it don't matter what place we go to. Africa, South America, Central America, North, everywhere that we go, we are prophesying the word of God in those different languages because we were scattered in those places.
Right.
So it says, there is no place, there was no speech, nor language where their voice is not heard. The prophets going out teaching the word of God. But we have this ability because the prophets was able to write these certain things, and then you had wise men and scribes that was translating things for us to have in these days today, bro.
Right.
You understand?
Heavy.
That heavy. Watch this. Give me the compact Bible dictionary. I want King James version because just like it was in the spirit of these particular scribes to translate certain books, it was in the spirit of these particular scholars to translate the text that we have now from Hebrew and Greek to English. So the reason we're reading right now in English is because of these particular people. Give me the compact Bible dictionary. I want King James version. You know what I want? There it is.
King James Version. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years as James the Sixth. Several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible to replace the bishop's Bible.
Right, so you had King James, which was a black man. He authorized a new translation. He didn't change things, none of that. He just authorized the translation thereof. Come on.
47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars.
So you had 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars who understood the language. Go ahead.
Of the day were divided into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New, and 1 for the Apocrypha.
That's all I want. That's all I want. So these men, they were tasked to translate the book unto English. And that's what we have today, my brothers and sisters. All right? That's what we have today. That's why we can understand what we're reading today. Okay? All praises to the Lord. Now, give me my next excerpt. So now we're getting into it, right? We spoke about the language, it being translated by Jesus, right? The son, the grandson. We read about Sirach and his wisdom, right? Now we're going to read a little bit more about why he wrote it and why it's important and who it's to as well. Now, come on.
To imply that these wrote after the prophets. The instruction or discipline is what enables one to possess wisdom.
So it's going into what the book is about. It's about discipline. It's about instruction. I like how it says discipline there. That's one of Joe's favorite words. It's about discipline, discipline, discipline. And that's what enables you to possess what?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Come on. So discipline is wisdom. Let's go.
Which in the thought of Ben Sira means fear of the Lord, which equals keeping the law.
Ooh, so Ben Sira, the man that wrote this, he understood that the fear of God is keeping the law. And what is the fear of God and keeping the law? Discipline and instruction. It takes discipline to do these things. All right, go ahead.
Because such instruction and wisdom, the 2 words occur together also in number 3.
Come on.
Have been given to the Jews through the law, the prophets, and the later authors.
Right.
Israel merits praise.
Israel merits praise, right? Meaning that we deserve the praise because all this wisdom comes from God through the Israelites. Come on.
Deuteronomy 4, verses 6 and 8.
Right.
The grandson makes this remark for the benefit of his fellow Jews living in the Hellenized cities of Egypt.
He said, look, man, my Jews, man, they got to read what my grandfather wrote, man. They got to read what he wrote because he wrote some good stuff in here. And he understood the language, so he was able to do that thing. So he said, look, I'm going to do this for my Jews, my Jews in the Hellenized cities of Egypt. Come on.
And that goes back with what advantage then hath the Jew, chiefly every way, because unto them were committed the oracles of God.
That's right.
That's what he's acknowledging. For the benefit of his fellow Jews, we were committed those oracles in Deuteronomy 4.
That's right. That heavy.
Yeah,
that
heavy.
Go ahead.
He says, in effect, that they can glory in their literary heritage.
That they can what?
Glory in their literary heritage.
When we read this book, y'all, doesn't it give you glory?
Right.
Like, don't you feel like I'm talking about what we have now, the English translation.
Boy.
Like, we read through Corinthians, we like, yo, man, that was fire. Paul did what in Acts? Hold on, Jesus Christ was walking on water?
Right.
This is what gives us life. This is what makes us feel like we have life again, bro.
Right.
We thought we was just niggas and spicks, bro. We thought all we had was basketball and Jordans, bro, and paid in full.
Damn.
Right, drugs and cocaine, and that's all we thought that we had.
Right.
Once we opened up this book, that's what gave us that thought to say, you know what, bro, we are special people. So that's the thought that he had for his Jews in Egypt and all throughout. Finish it off.
They can glory in their literary heritage as the Greeks do in theirs.
Man, the white man got their stuff. Let me show you what's up with that, with the heritage of the Israelites. That's what he was saying.
They be talking about like the Stoics and the Marcus Aurelius. They were studying with us, trying to get hip to what Sirach was teaching.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, nah, you cooking. Come on.
Right. In effect, that they can glory in the literary heritage as the Greeks do in theirs. Hence, Jews need not feel culturally inferior to the Greeks.
That's right. Because think about it. You engulfed in the Greek captivity.
Right.
You engulfed in the Greek language.
Right.
And some of them, when they had grew up, they didn't know how to read the Hebrew. And a lot of it was written in Hebrew, right?
Right.
So they can't read what their forefathers is writing about, right? Because it ain't like today. We just download an app, KJV version.
Right. Translate this.
Bro, they needed to go to certain people. What if he didn't have the translation? What if that brother didn't have it?
Yep.
So this was in order for us to be able to have records of our forefathers.
Right.
All they had was Greek writings.
Yep.
That was about Zeus and all these other the retarded gods that the white man has set up.
And
that's why they were Hellenized.
All the philosophies they were coming with. Because you had Aristotle. You had that time. They thought it was a time of like enlightenment and knowledge increasing in the Greeks' time.
That's it.
It was the
That's
same
it.
thing.
That's all we knew because that's all we read. That's all we
Right.
can read.
Right.
Until he translated it, and now he's reading about all his forefathers, all the wisdom.
Right.
And he's like, hey, Alexandra, come here right quick, man. Let me show you some real wisdom.
And Paul understood that. That's why he wrote Colossians 2 and 8.
Right. Philosophies and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, Sirach 24:24. Because he talked about the heritage, right?
That's the
in the
main
excerpt.
man.
Let's get that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 24. Faint not to be strong in the Lord, that he may confirm you. Cleave unto him, for the Lord Almighty is God alone.
23, I'm sorry.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 24.
24, 23.
23.
No, it's chapters
The book
24 and
of
23.
Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God.
Of the Most High God, like Officer Job brought out, Psalm 60 and 11. All these things are inspired by God. Go ahead.
Even the law, which Moses commanded for an heritage.
Wait, what's our heritage?
Even the law.
Even the law, the laws of God. That's our heritage. Go ahead.
Which Moses commanded for an heritage unto the congregations of Jacob.
So that's what the grandson wanted to give unto the people that understood Greek. He wanted to translate this book so that we could have some more knowledge, some more understanding, some more wisdom, so that we can get our heritage back.
Hey.
So we can get away from that Greek bullshit.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to
you,
say it.
you got the precept for Sirach?
Go ahead. I don't.
Hey,
yeah.
Sirach 17 and 11. The heritage.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Yes.
yeah, that's
I don't
fire.
know if you
Yes.
had it
Yeah,
already,
no, I
but-
didn't. No, go ahead.
All praise. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage.
So that knowledge we understand, he got everything on the knowledge from the same prophets in the Bible, from Proverbs, Psalms, all that, the knowledge of the law, statutes, and commandments, and the law of life for a heritage. Because guess what? This is the life that's gonna breed, like that's gonna wake up our heritage that was stolen from us.
Right.
That thing was stripped from us. So like you said, he was going through all happy. Hey, I'm gonna go give my Jews something. Here's some life because we're being Hellenized. Here's some life back for y'all. Here's some wisdom, understanding. Come on, let's get back.
And can you read the next verse? Because
Go
that
ahead,
next
read
verse
it.
is heavy.
Oh, you want me to read it?
If you can.
Yes. He made an everlasting covenant with them.
And that's what he said it was given to our fight. He made an everlasting covenant with us. So everlasting is forever. He made that with us back there in Deuteronomy, back in Exodus, all of the Torah, right? Read.
And shewed them his judgment.
And that goes back to why all of Sirach 1, which Officer Asher is about to jump into, he says the fear of the Lord, because when you fear the Lord, you understand there's judgments for going against that law, which was our heritage. The fear of the Lord comes, the law has no power without the judgments that come with it.
Oh, we not done.
Come
He got
on.
done. Give me Psalms 105 and verse 5.
Let's get it.
Hey, let's go. Notate everlasting covenant.
Right, right. Everlasting. Right.
Continue.
105 and 1.
5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 5. Remember his marvelous works that he have done.
Come on.
His wonders and the judgments of his mouth.
Regarding the Lord's judgments, regarding the Lord's marvelous works, his miracles, verse 6.
O ye seed of Abraham.
This was given to Abraham.
Come on. His servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen.
Damn, come on.
He is the Lord our God.
Our God, go ahead.
His judgments are in all the earth.
Amongst the children of Israel. Keep going.
He hath remembered his covenant forever.
Wow.
The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations.
Woo, come on.
Bruh. Which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac.
So it don't change, brothers. Come on.
With his oath unto Isaac,
Come
and
on.
confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
Come on.
Saying, unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance.
Right, now watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. The king sent and loosed him.
Regarding Joseph. This is our forefather. Bishop brought this out before. Go ahead.
Even the ruler of the people, and let him go free.
Right, let Joseph go free. Go ahead.
He made him lord of his house.
He made him lord of his house. Joseph, go ahead.
And ruler of all his substance.
I must have cut up Egyptology right now in this next verse. 22.
To bind his princes as his pleasure.
Joseph had the power to bind Pharaoh's princes at his pleasure. Go ahead.
And teach.
What to do what?
And teach.
Joseph was teaching who?
His senators.
The Egyptians.
Wisdom.
Ouch.
Egyptology is BS, man.
Right.
So that wisdom that we talked about in verse 5 that y'all was bringing out in Sirach and all that,
right?
That's what allowed Joseph to be able to have power in Egypt, to be able to have wisdom in Egypt, to be great in Egypt. All right? Yeah. I got one more because I'm fit to go.
No, keep going.
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go back. All right, let's get the next excerpt. Y'all gonna like this one. Get that excerpt.
One should not judge Ben Sira vain or immodest if he had himself in mind when writing this passage.
Watch this, because, some people might have that thought. Go ahead.
For though he had a position of honor and respect as a scribe, he was aware of his responsibilities to the community.
Ooh, and listen, man, this is going to cut some people as well later on as we get to the topic, because I'm going to get into how Sirach was talking about those that are occupied in work. You remember?
Yes,
and all
right.
that.
No.
I got an excerpt that's how he expounds on that, right? It's a little bit more on that, right? So watch this. It says that Sirach, he had responsibility to the community. If you're not about your people, man, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
What is you doing?
Come on.
The Lord gave you the word in order for you to utilize that word to go out and teach his people.
To profit withal.
To go out and prophesy, and then to apply those things in order to better the community.
Right.
So Sirach was a great example of that. Now, let's read the book of Sirach 51. Because what he's about to bring out here is in Sirach 33. I'm sorry, Sirach 33 and 16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 16. I awaked up last of all, as one that gathereth after the great gatherers. By the blessing of the Lord I profited, and filled my winepress like a gatherer of grapes.
Let's read it again.
I awaked up last of all.
So he said, I awaked up last of all. Even though there was teachers before me, men of understanding, men of wisdom, I awaked up last of all. You had all these men before me, right? You had all these men that was teaching these different things. Because remember what we read. These men were amongst the wise. They was learning these different things. So he says, I awaked up last of all. Go ahead.
As one that gathereth after the great gatherers.
And I was learning different things from these men. I was learning all these different wisdoms and proverbs and understandings from these men. Go ahead.
By the blessing of the Lord, I profited.
And by the blessing of the Lord, I profited. So I was able to receive that wisdom and that understanding. And what did that do? That motivated me to go out and teach the people. That motivated me to write the book of Sirach. That motivated me to add some of my own proverbs and wisdoms that I learned in this world. Right? Go ahead.
And filled my winepress like a gatherer of grapes.
Right. So what does that mean? Now he's bringing in people. He's teaching people. So though he might not have been the first one to have all this wisdom, to have all this understanding, he profited by the things that he learned. And he's like, he was like one of the first. He's saying it's like I amongst one of the first. You know what I'm saying? Because I gained so much wisdom, right, from these people.
Right.
It's like I was there early, gathering the grapes.
Right.
Because it's giving that, the allegory.
That analogy, yeah.
The analogy, right. Guy, you was going to say something?
It's kind of like with what Paul said about he saved his apostles last. In his time, he was that same comparison.
Yeah.
So it's like no new thing under the sun. The same way Sirach came in, just because we're coming in at the time we are in these last days, don't mean that you can't gather wisdom and make an impact like Sirach did. Like that's heavy.
That's heavy.
I'm sorry. Drop down to 27 because
wait, before you go there,
yeah,
because I want to finish the point.
Yes, sir.
Look at verse 17.
Verse 17.
Because this solidifies 16. Watch this.
Consider that I labored not for myself only.
So all this laboring, me gathering the grapes, or in other words, me learning this wisdom and you using this wisdom to gather more souls into the vineyard, he didn't do it for himself. He didn't labor all this for himself, but for who?
But for all them that seek learning.
Like we read up here, he was aware of his responsibilities to the community. So he used this wisdom to fish men. That's our job. Go ahead, officer.
No, it's the Most High is working because that had to come out to read 27. Because the excitement and the zeal he had to go out there to teach his people, he understood the state of mind that our people was in that was destroying them. And he's like, no, I got to go out there so I could get their minds from not being idle. Read that.
Verse 27, send him to labor that he be not idle.
That he be not idle. What's that labor? What he's going into? Giving the good news. Going out there to put the work in. Going out there to spread the gospel of who you are. That's that labor.
Right.
Bear your fruits. Read.
For idleness teacheth much evil.
Because the idleness, the philosophy of the world, the idle, the destroy mind state of the world, that's what's going to destroy our people.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fire, bro. Fire. Hey, go back to the excerpt again. And then read the bottom piece. Read the bottom piece.
He realized that the talents he possessed were gifts from the Lord.
That's Psalm 68:11. Go ahead.
Which he used not for personal glory or gain.
Wow, come on.
But for the common good, for every seeker after guidance.
So he did this for the common good of the people, bro. He was a community guy. He was a community man, a community elder, bro. You had something else to buy?
Can I grab one real quick?
Bring it out.
Sirach 45 and 26. Because it's the same thing. Like you said, he gave himself to the study of wisdom. And with that wisdom comes that responsibility. The only way that you can gain wisdom and retain it is being in that right mindset like Solomon was when he asked for wisdom. Right? Read that.
Sirach 45 and 26?
Yes, sir.
Sirach 45 and 26. God give you wisdom in your heart to judge his people in righteousness.
So the whole point of having the wisdom is to be able to have that discernment, like Solomon said, to discern between good and evil, to make judgment and to help profit the people, right? To judge his people in righteousness, right?
That they're good things.
That what?
That they're good things.
Which is what we read at the last part of that last excerpt. The good things, read.
Be not abolished.
Once they gain back this rich heritage, they gain the understanding and they grow, it's not going to go nowhere because it's established by men that are able to labor and teach them how to labor. Read.
And that their glory may endure forever.
And that glory comes from this rich heritage, taking it, passing it down from father to son to son. We read about 3 generations right now that gathered wisdom and continued to profit the people through it. It's the same thing.
Damn. Fire. All right, let's go back. All right, we finished that excerpt. Now, let's get back to the prologue. Because now we about to get into wisdom.
Right.
But I want to finish the prologue. We didn't get to get the prologue that Jesus, the son of Sirach, had wrote down.
The prologue of the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps. For the which things Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom.
Right, because that comes from us. That wisdom and instruction, that's us, bro. Come on.
And whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Jesus,
meaning the one that wrote the book of Sirach, because right now the person that's translating is writing this. Go ahead.
My grandfather Jesus, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law.
Wow, so he read the law. He applied Joshua 1 and 8. He meditated day in and day out. Go ahead.
And the prophets.
And the prophets.
And other books of our fathers.
Yep.
And had gotten therein good judgment.
So he was able to receive good judgment by reading. Go ahead.
Was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things.
Ooh, that are addicted to these things.
Right.
You know what that is? That's that Acts.
Addicted to the ministry.
Yeah, get that precept. Acts, is it 20?
Let me see.
Let's get that real quick. Acts 20. Acts
20?
No, it's not 20. I thought it was like in the latter. Addicted themselves to the ministry. Hold on.
I was thinking Romans.
Nah, it ain't Romans.
It's not Romans?
Try First Corinthians 16.
1 Corinthians 16, 15. Thank you,
There we
sir.
go.
Thank you. I thought it was Acts. I'm tripping. 1 Corinthians 16, 15.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 15. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia.
Meaning they woke up first there, right? First fruits. Go ahead.
And that they have addicted themselves.
They did what?
Addicted themselves.
They addicted themselves in what?
To the ministry of the saints.
To minister to the saints of God. So they was studying. They was in the book. They was ministering to the prophets. They was doing all that they can for the community, for the people, just like Sirach did for his people. Yeah. So let's go back to the prologue.
Let me see. To the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Right.
Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us.
And to pardon us, go ahead.
Wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret.
So they labored to interpret the language from Hebrew to Greek. Go ahead.
For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
Right, so it's never going to have the same force, right? Just like we were talking about the languages and all that. It's not the same force, but they made it they gave it their all to try to replicate it as best as they could, to give the best translation. Come on.
And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
Right, it's power to that. Come on.
For in the 8th and 30th year coming into Egypt, when Euergetes was king.
Right, that's Ptolemy the 8th. Go ahead.
And continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning.
His grandfather's book, Sirach. Go ahead.
Therefore, I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end.
So he brought the book to an end. Go ahead.
And set it forth for them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn.
So it's for his people in these strange countries that are scattered about, that are scattered abroad throughout Greece, right? Throughout Asia Minor. Go ahead.
Being prepared before in manners to live after the law.
So it's for us to live after the laws of God, all right? To live after the laws of God. Now, real quick, give me my image real quick, the timeline of Sirach. Let's sum this up. All right, so just to sum it up real quick, here's a good timeline, all right, an approximate timeline. You had Ptolemy, is that the 6th, IV?
Yes, that's the 4th.
The 4th. Sorry, I'm bad with those. You do it. You do it, man.
You got Ptolemy the 4th, Philopater, Ptolemy the 5th, Epiphanes, Ptolemy the 6th, Philometer, Ptolemy the 8th. Is that the 8th?
Yep.
Euergetes the 2nd.
Right. So as you look at the timeline, you see, so the Ptolemy the 4th, right, during that BC era, ruled during the youth of Ben Sira, right? So this is Ben Sira, right, the one that wrote the book of Sirach. That was during his time, right? Then later on, you keep going. He starts to write the book, right? Originally in Hebrew.
Right.
Then you had in 198 BC, you had Antiochus the Great. This is a Seleucid king, kings of the north, or the Seleucid kings. Takes Judea from Ptolemy, right? Ben Sira dies around this time, 180, 175 approximate. Then under King Ptolemy the 6th, Philometor, You had Ben Sira's grandson arrives in Egypt in the 30th year of King Euregeus II, right? Then you got the Greek translation of Sirach. So the grandson translates the book from Hebrew into Greek, all right? So this is where we at now. And then you got after 117 BC, the prologue was written after Ptolemy the Eighth's death, roughly around that time. That's when it was published, all right? So just a little, reference to kind of summarize what we was going over, right? So this is kind of the timeline, roughly, when Ben Sira, the one that wrote the book of Sirach, wrote the book, as well as his death, all the way to the translation from the Hebrew to the Greek of that book, all right? So all praise be to the Most High God. All right, now, we finna get into it.
Let's go.
So remember, put the thumbnail up again. So look, we talked about Ecclesiasticus. We went over some history and so forth. It's wisdom, discretion, and judgment that we're going to talk about. Wisdom is the first one we're going to talk about. Let's take that out. Let's take that out. Let's take that out. Let's read Sirach 1, verse 1.
Yeah.
We're going to get into it, Officer Job. Let's go. It's only 8:35, man. We I wanted to get through that history because I wanted to show some background of how great our forefathers was, bro. How amazing our forefathers was. Now we're going to get into the stuff that we need for our soul. Come on, go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 1. All wisdom cometh from the Lord, and is with him forever.
So all wisdom, it comes from the Lord, right? That's that, get that Psalms 111 and 10. All wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever. Right? Remember, when you read in the prologue, what did he say? I wrote about proverbs and dark sayings. So hold on. This wisdom here just ain't talking about, proverbs and discretion and judgment. It's going into something deeper, all right? We ain't really touching that, but I just want you to understand when you read the book of Sirach, it ain't just that. There's dark sayings and secrets written in this book as well. That's why it says, and was with him forever. With who? With the Father. Anyways, go ahead, read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10.
Watch this.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Come on.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
That's right.
His praise endureth forever.
His praise endureth forever. So in order for you to gain wisdom, you have to keep the commandments of God. And who's going to give that to you? The Lord. I'm going to show you. Give me Job 28 and look at verse 28.
Yep. The book of Job, chapter 28 and verse 28.
Well, hold on. You got to jump up to verse 12.
Verse 12. But where shall wisdom be found?
So look at what Job is saying. Where shall wisdom be found? Go ahead.
And where is the place of understanding?
And where can I find understanding? Where is it at? Where can I go to find these things? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Man knoweth not the price thereof.
Let me answer the question in verse 12. But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Where do we find it at? In the scriptures. By the Lord himself. He's the one that reveals it to us. Luke 24:45. Then he opened up their mind so they could understand the scriptures, right? So he's asking a question that's rhetorical because the answer is in the scriptures. That's where wisdom is found, and that's where the place of understanding is found. In the scriptures, through the Lord giving you the understanding to understand what you're reading. Look at verse 13, though.
Man knoweth not the price thereof.
But see what happens? We get the wisdom, and man don't even know what they got.
Damn.
You get the scriptures. You learn who you are. You start to understand these things. And then in the process of time, what ends up happening, you forget the price that you got, brother.
Right.
You forgot that what you're reading is rubies and gold and above that. You understand? You forget all that. The Lord says, man, what again?
Man knoweth not the price thereof.
Watch this.
Neither is it found in the land of the living.
Ain't no man that can give you God's wisdom. Only the Lord can give you wisdom through man, if that makes sense. Because we know that we learn from man, but who opens up our understanding to receive what they saying?
Right.
That's God. That's why he says it's not found in the land of the living here on earth. Watch this. Keep going, man. This is one of my favorite chapters, bro.
Verse 15.
14.
Verse 14. The depth saith, it is not in me.
Come on.
And the sea saith, it is not with me.
Right. So it's like, yo, it's not with me. Go ahead.
It cannot be gotten for gold, neither shall silver be weighed for the price thereof.
You can't buy wisdom. Wisdom is given unto you by God. Look at verse 22.
It cannot, verse 22. Destruction and the deaths and death say.
Whoa, who?
Destruction and death say.
Look at what we're reading here. Destruction and death say. So destruction and death are speaking right now. These spirits are speaking right now. What did they say about wisdom?
We have heard the fame thereof with our ears.
We heard about wisdom. We heard about how powerful it is. Because look, can the righteous die? No. How can death and destruction touch you if you have wisdom? It can't. Because any man that has wisdom and understanding, the true wisdom and understanding of God, death and destruction have no power.
Right.
The sting of death has no effect on you. Yeah, you're going to die bodily, obviously, fleshly. But is your spirit dead? If you keep the commandments, is your spirit dead?
Right.
So look what they say. Read it again.
Destruction and death say, we have heard the fame thereof with our ears.
Because they know that's the only thing that can prevent destruction and death. They're like, yo, I heard about that wisdom. I heard about that wisdom, son. Go ahead.
God understandeth the way thereof, and he knoweth the place thereof.
All right, 28, man.
Verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom.
That's what wisdom is. Go ahead.
And to depart from evil is understanding.
And to depart from evil is understanding, man.
Can I grab one real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all grab your precepts.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 31. Baruch 3 and 31. Because he said, where was it at? Destruction and death say, we have heard the fame thereof with our eyes. And then the next verse, 23, said, God understandeth the way thereof, and he knoweth the place. So God knows the way of it. God understands it, right? Read that, Baruch 3 and verse 31.
Baruch 3 and 31. No man knoweth her way.
So no man knows her way, but God knows it. That's right. In Sirach 1 and 1, it says that wisdom, it comes directly from God, right? Read.
Nor thinketh of her path.
And no man can think of her paths. You can't think the way of wisdom because it's not with man, it's with God, right? Read.
But he that knoweth all things knoweth her.
And that's first and foremost the Most High God, which hath given that to his son Christ. Read.
And found her out of his and found her out of his understanding.
Right. And he found her, he created her, the foundations of wisdom and creation through the understanding of the Most High God. Read.
He that prepared the earth forevermore has filled it with 4-footed beasts.
Going into Genesis. Read.
He that sendeth forth light and it goeth, calleth it again, and to obey him with fear.
That's the Most High. God sends forth light and it goeth. He calleth it again, and the light comes back, and it obeys him with fear. Read.
The stars shine in their watches,
right,
and rejoice.
Right.
When he calleth them, they say, "Here we be."
The stars hear his voice, and they like, "Hey, here we are." They respond, right? Read.
And so with cheerfulness they show light unto him that madeth him.
Read. This is the point.
This is our God.
This is our God, where the stars respond to him, the light responds. All the elements in creation itself responds to this wisdom in God who created and gave it.
Death and destruction say, we have heard the fame thereof with our ears.
Elements that we it's hard to wrap our minds around. That's crazy. Read.
And there shall none other be accounted of in a comparison of him.
You can't compare our God to any other. That's why these idols are nothing. That's why he gave it to the other nations, right? Read.
He hath found out all the ways of knowledge.
The Most High God of heaven and earth found out all the way of knowledge and did what?
And has given it unto Jacob his servant.
And that's what we read in Psalms 105, right? Read.
And to Israel his beloved. Afterwards did he show himself upon earth,
right,
and converse with man.
I wanted that specific verse because you made a statement earlier. Nobody can give you wisdom, but God can use men to show you and allow wisdom to manifest itself unto you. It says afterward he did show himself upon earth and converse with men. You look at it, Christ came down and showed us the way. He taught Paul, he taught Peter, he taught all these great men. And that wisdom was left for us in these times right now. That's some heavy stuff, man.
Damn. Job, you got something before we move on?
No, because I'm waiting for that later down in that.
All
wisdom.
right.
I know you're saying in 1, right? Wisdom of Solomon 1?
Right now. Yeah, I'm not done with 1. Yeah. We gonna move on. Get the excerpt real quick. Get the excerpt that I want. Yes, sir. Let's read that.
is the following. Wisdom, which is identified with the law.
Wisdom is identified with the law. Wisdom is the keeping of God's commandments.
Right.
Go ahead.
And can be achieved only by one who fears God and keeps his commandments.
Wow. Come on.
Or, as Ben Sira himself writes, the whole of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Complete wisdom is the fulfillment of the law.
Woo.
The expression fear of God or its equivalent occurs 55 to 60 times in our book.
Right. In our so it's written many times in the book. Go ahead.
In the rest of the Old Testament, only the Psalter, where the expression is found 79 times, has a large number of occurrences. Obviously, fear of God is a paramount concern of Ben Sira.
Right.
But so is wisdom, a noun that occurs about 55 times in the grandson's Greek. The opening chapters, chapter 1, verses 1 through chapter 2, verses 18, form the thematic introduction to the book.
So even in the beginning of the book, he starts off with wisdom, the fear of God, keeping the commandments, because he wants to lay the foundation.
Right.
Like this is what it's all about. Go ahead.
We find here a detailed treatise on wisdom as fear of God. The expression fear of God is found 17 times in the 2 chapters. The word wisdom, Sophia, Greek Sophia, however, occurs 11 times in the first chapter alone.
And 11 times in the first chapters alone, bro. One again, 1 and 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 1. All wisdom cometh from the Lord, and is with him forever.
Watch this.
Who can number the sand of the sea?
Nobody.
And the drops of rain, and the days of eternity.
Only God can do that. He's showing you that you just man. Come on.
Who can find out the height of heaven, and the breadth of the earth, and the deep, and the wisdom?
And wisdom, right? Remember we read that in Job chapter 28. The only one that can give you wisdom is God. That's why he says, who can figure these things out? Go ahead.
Wisdom has been created before all things.
Ooh, that's heavy right there. Go ahead.
Right.
And the understanding of prudence from everlasting.
Ooh, come on.
The word of God Most High is the fountain of wisdom.
Is the fountain. So the word of God is the fountain of, man, there's so many precepts that pop into my head, but we got to, it's 8:46 already, bro. Go ahead.
And her ways are everlasting commandments.
Watch this.
To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed?
You already brought that out in Baruch, right? Go ahead.
Or who have known her wise counsels? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest? And who hath understood her great experience?
That's some good stuff. Come on.
There is one wise and greatly to be feared.
That's right.
The Lord sitting upon his throne.
The Lord sitting upon his throne. Go ahead.
He created her and saw her and numbered her and poured her out upon all his works.
Right, regarding that wisdom. Go ahead.
She is with all flesh according to his gift.
She's with all flesh according to his gift. This is going into the Lord giving us different gifts, right? You read that in the book of Ephesians. It says that the Lord gave gifts unto men.
Right.
Oh, that might be the book of wisdom of Solomon, but y'all get my point. So the Lord gave us a dispensation of faith, a dispensation of wisdom. You know what? I got to get it. Give me Sirach chapter 16. Look at verse 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 25. My page is sticking. Verse 25. I will show forth doctrine in weight.
What'd he say?
I will show forth doctrine in weight.
This goes back to the talents, right? The parable of the talents. He gave some different levels of talents, or not different levels, but different amounts of talents, right? This goes into that. So the Lord has given us a certain weight of doctrine or understanding. So everybody has a different level of understanding. The Lord has dispersed it this way. This goes back to what we read in the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and 1, where he says he poured her upon all his works, and she's with all flesh according to his gift. Okay, go ahead, read on.
I will show forth doctrine in weight and declare his knowledge exactly.
Or completely, right? Let's go back, Sirach chapter 1, and let's read verse 10 again.
That made me think too. Remember, Paul said in bodily presence, he may have seemed one way, but when he spoke them, the letters that he wrote, they were weighty
and powerful.
He was showing forth that doctrine in weight.
Right,
Bruh.
Right. That's it.
You wanted 1 and verse
10 again?
10. The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 10. She is with all flesh according to his gift, and he hath given her to them that love him.
Those that keep his commandments. That's Psalms 111 and 10. We read that earlier. Go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is honor.
So when you fear God and keep his commandments, you gain glory from honor from that. Go ahead.
And glory.
And glory.
And gladness.
You're happy. Go ahead.
And a crown of rejoicing.
Let's go.
The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart.
When you see brothers that is always sad,
Down and out.
sisters is always, they got the stank face and all that. They look dark and mellow and all jacked up, brothers.
What they call it, RBF?
RBF, all that, all that, right? It may just be that the fear of God is not in them, because the fear of God, bruh, it makes you happy.
At all times.
Are we not reading that right now?
Yes, sir.
Read that again.
The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness.
I want to keep reading, but let's jump down. 15.
Verse 15, she hath built an everlasting foundation with men.
Oh, she built an everlasting foundation with men. Oh, my God. Hold that. Second Esdras. I want Second Esdras chapter 6. Hold on. Second Esdras chapter 6. Look at verse 5.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 5. And the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned.
He's going into the beginning. Go ahead.
Before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure.
Before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Wisdom, as we just read, it says has built an everlasting foundation with men.
Right.
So the men of God, the women of God, those that have been chosen have been given faith from the womb. Oh, you don't believe me? Get Psalms chapter 19. No, not 19. Hold on, let me look for it. Psalms 22. Psalms 22. It's popping into my head. I want Psalms 22. Look at verse 9.
The book of Psalms, chapter 22 and verse 9.
This is what David said. Watch this.
But thou art he.
Thou art he. Thou art the God. Go ahead.
That took me out of the womb.
He's the one that gave us life. He took us out of the womb. Go ahead.
Thou didst make me whole.
Whoa, huh?
Thou didst make me whole.
Thou gavest me the spirit of faith, the spirit of hope. Go ahead.
When I was upon my mother's breast.
Come on, bruh. Come on, man. That's that Jeremiah 1 and 5, Ephesians 1 and 4, where he says he had chosen us from the beginning. All you men of God, bruh.
Come on.
That got the wisdom of God. Yeah. If you ain't trying to go out and to teach your people, if you ain't trying to learn more, be around the leadership, what's wrong with you, man?
Right.
The Lord put that spirit in you to do great things, bro.
Come on.
Go ahead, man. Who's going to bring something out? Go
Hey, can you jump? Hey,
go ahead.
Sirach 1 and 26. Did you have that already?
No.
All right, yes, to tie into what you were saying. And then I got to go to Wisdom of Solomon. Follow me real quick.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 26. If thou desire wisdom.
If you desire wisdom.
Keep the commandments.
Stop. So wisdom is keeping of the commandments. If you desire wisdom, keep the commandments. Read on.
And the Lord shall give her unto thee.
And that's how the Lord's going to give you that understanding. Now watch this. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline. Stop. Let's get Sirach 18 and 14 for discipline.
The book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 14. He hath mercy on them that receive discipline.
He has mercy on them that receive discipline. Read on.
And that diligently seek after his judgments.
So that person that has that discipline is that person that seek diligently after his judgments, right? His word. Tie back to Sirach 1 and 26. The desire of wisdom keep his commandments. The discipline that you have to keep his commandments is what's going to help you flee the deceit, which we're going to read next. Read that. Go back.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline.
So the Holy Spirit of discipline, that person that seeks diligently after his word, read.
Will flee deceit.
Will flee deceit. Stop. Give me Sirach 21 and 2.
Bring it out.
For deceit.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 2. Flee from sin.
Flee from sin.
As from the face of a serpent.
As the face of a serpent. Read on.
For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee.
And that's that discipline where you got to understand when you seek the judgments and to understand this word, you're going to know how to have the discipline to flee from deceit. Because if you're too close, it's going to bite you. Read on.
And the teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion.
You're going to understand that this is a spiritual world we live in, and no one is safe. I don't care who you are. You ain't safe if you allow that spirit to get too close to you to bite you. Read on.
Verse 3. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword.
Okay, go back to Wisdom of Solomon. I'll close that. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Now go and tying back everything in how wisdom is keeping of the commandments. The discipline that you got to have behind the keeping of the commandments. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. Go.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline
You're going to diligently seek after his word. What?
Will flee deceit.
And you're going to what? Flee from sin. You're going to diligently seek his word to know how to flee from sin, to discern. And watch the scripture's going to go into that. Read.
And remove from thoughts that are without
Because when that thought comes in your mind, that's without understanding, with the discipline and fleeing from deceit and the sin, you're going to not abide by it. You're not going to allow that thought to stay in your head. A lot of times our people like to entertain thoughts without understanding. Read.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Read.
For wisdom is a loving...
Wait. You skip one. Go start from flee deceit. I got to make the point. Go.
And remove from... For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit.
Read.
And remove from thoughts that are without understanding.
So that first part, discernment, you're going to flee. You're going to see it from a distance to be able to flee from that. And then if it gets past your discernment and it gets in your mind, you're going to know, you're going to be disciplined in your mind to, the thought's there. Let me remove that thing. Read.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
But sometimes people like to entertain themselves in those thoughts, but do not let that thought make you move different, make you act different, make you commit that sin. You want to get that thing all the way out of you. All right?
Yes, sir. Fire. Drop them bombs on that, boy. Hey, Sirach 1 and 15 again. We got to get a move on now. Time be flying too quick. Sirach 1 and 15.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 15.
So I just want to show you the foundation that Sirach is building right now. He's talking about wisdom. He's talking about discipline, like Officer Job just showed. He's talking about all these things so that you can understand his message in the book. Go ahead.
She hath built an everlasting foundation with men.
She's given wisdom to us, right? Intrinsically. Go ahead.
And she shall continue with their seed.
The Bible, given unto our forefathers, given unto their grandsons and granddaughters, and so on and so forth, all the way up until this day. Come on.
To fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom.
Come on.
And filleth men with her fruits.
Right, Galatians 5:22, the fruits of the Spirit, right? Joy, peace, love. Go ahead.
She filleth all their house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase.
Meaning the Lord's going to fill you up. He's going to give you mad wisdom, mad understanding if you keep the commandments of God. Verse 19.
Verse 19. Wisdom raineth down skill.
And that wisdom's going to give you skill. This could be a lot of different things, right? Different abilities, right? Different gifts that the Lord gives unto you based off wisdom. Go ahead.
Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding.
And knowledge of understanding. Come on.
And exalteth them to honor that hold her fast.
So if you hold on to wisdom, the Lord's gonna exalt you. The Lord's gonna bring you up. The Lord's gonna do good things for you if you do it in wisdom and in integrity and in a good heart, a good spirit. Because you gotta love your people. Right? Yeah. Now, get the excerpt. The next one, please, sir. Yep. Come on.
Is the very essence of wisdom. It is also glory and exultation, gladness and a festive crown.
Right, we read some of that in Sirach 1. Go ahead.
It rejoices the heart, giving gladness and joy and length of days. Fear of the Lord and wisdom make life meaningful and satisfying and full of days.
Wisdom makes your life meaningful. Come on.
Fear of the Lord is what keeps sin far off and turns back all God's wrath.
That's right.
Thus Ben Sira can say, nothing is better than the fear of the Lord. Nothing sweeter than obeying his commandments. Whoever finds wisdom is great indeed, but not greater than the one who fears the Lord. Fear of the Lord surpasses all else. Its possessor is beyond compare.
Wow. Come on. Let's keep going.
Although wisdom holds sway over every land, people, and nation.
Right, because you read that in Sirach 24, how wisdom, it holds sway over every land, people, and nation. Go ahead.
She received the divine command to make her dwelling in Jacob.
That's right.
Her inheritance in Israel. Wisdom struck root among the glorious people.
Now, the wisdom here, when you read in Sirach chapter 24, is also making reference to Jesus Christ. All right, Jesus Christ is above all people, above all nations. His glory. Matter of fact, 24 verse 1, Sirach 24. I ain't going to go crazy, but I just want to show you what he's talking about.
The book of 1 Corinthians.
No. Sirach 24:1.
Oh, Sirach.
Yeah, that's because that's what he's referencing. But I'm
book
going to
of-
show you he's talking about Christ. Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
The her people is the children of Israel. Now get the one you're talking about just for the reference, and we'll come back.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 24.
That's right.
But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks.
Both Jews and Greeks. The Jews, those that were raised in the laws of Moses, and the Greeks that were Hellenized, in which Sirach translated the book for. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tobias.
I was going to say this. You went over that earlier about the Hellenization. And so he's literally referencing that in 1 Corinthians 2.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yep. Go ahead.
Christ, the power of God.
So Christ is the power of God. Go ahead.
And the wisdom.
The what?
And the wisdom of God.
He's also the wisdom of God. Sirach 24 verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Come on.
In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power.
So the Lord is going to speak amongst his people. He's going to preach amongst his people. Go ahead.
I came out of the Most High.
Whoa, what?
I came out of the mouth of the Most High.
The Lord gave birth. The Father gave birth to Christ. He created Jesus Christ. He created wisdom. Go ahead.
And covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar.
Right, so that's going into his dimension where he lives. Verse 6.
Verse 6, in the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation, I got a possession.
Right, so when you read Sirach chapter 24, it's going into wisdom, but it's also going into Jesus Christ himself, which is the embodiment of wisdom. So now we get a better understanding. Let's go back to the excerpt, because he's given the understanding of wisdom of like, he don't know this stuff, right? The guy that's writing it, he don't know this is Jesus Christ, but he's given the sense of the wisdom in general. Yeah, go ahead.
Wisdom struck root among the glorious people. Thus, true wisdom has her domain in Jerusalem,
right,
and not in Athens or Alexandria.
That's right. It's not in Athens or Alexandria. The hell with Greece. Come on.
All of which is to say that Israelite wisdom is incomparably superior to Hellenistic wisdom.
Come on.
And culture.
Always been, bruh. All wisdom has always been the greatest. Always. Come on.
In the splendid poem on wisdom in chapter 24.
And guess what? He gave it to us.
Right. That part.
The hell with Greek philosophy BS. Go ahead.
Ben Sira employs a colorful series of tree and vine images with which personified wisdom compares herself.
Right. I was a tree exalted. He's going into Sirach chapter 24. Right. But keep going.
At the end of her speech, wisdom invites the faithful who yearn for her to be filled with her fruits.
So wisdom is calling unto his people to learn of him. Didn't he say that in Matthew chapter 9? Learn of me, my yoke is light.
I am meek. Yep.
I'm meek, right? Come on, bro. Let's go.
Then in verse 23, Ben Sira makes his most emphatic affirmation that wisdom is the Torah of Israel. All this, what wisdom says about herself, is true of the book of the Most High's covenant.
Right.
Though wisdom is a free gift of God, the faithful have to do their part in order to receive it.
So you got to work for wisdom.
Damn.
Study to show thyself approved unto God. Nehemiah 8 and 8.
So if you ain't got works, you ain't got wisdom.
You ain't got wisdom. You ain't going to get that good wisdom.
They're cooked.
Yeah. You're going to be cooked, man, if you don't keep these commandments. Go ahead.
In addition to fearing the Lord and observing the law, the faithful are to endure affliction as a test.
Whoa, so as you fear God, you're going to go through some trials. The Lord is going to test you. That's what Sirach 2 and verse 1. If thou fear the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right.
So he's letting you know, you want wisdom? Cool. I'm going to give you wisdom, but it's going to come through trials and temptations. Why?
Right.
Because what is wisdom? Wisdom is also going into experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in order for you to gain experience, you got to go through some things. So that's what he's making reference to. By the way, the book is, I'll post it later because I don't want to get backtrack, Azarias. All right, let's keep going.
By remaining steadfast in time of trial, they are saved and not forsaken by the Lord.
That's right.
The faithful must also subject themselves to discipline.
There go Job again. They must subject themselves to discipline. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. Go ahead.
If they hope to become wise.
Go ahead.
My son, from your youth, embrace discipline.
Wow.
Thus, you will gain wisdom with graying hair.
Wow, he talks about that discipline, baby. Go ahead.
Ben Sira explains how one can come to wisdom. Put your feet into her net and your neck into her noose.
So he's letting you know, in order for you to obtain wisdom, you have to study. You have to get into the book. You got to pray to God, and you got to have discipline. You got to have discipline, all right? For the sake of time, I'm not going to get the precepts, but, you got 1 Timothy 2:15.
I just brought
Study
out
to
one.
show that. Oh, you did?
You went to the.
Oh, I went to the restroom. Yeah. Oh, you brought that out? Oh, you in the spirit, bro.
No, the Sirach 18 one.
Oh,
Literally
okay.
says that.
Oh, with the leisure?
No, get it real
Flee
quick.
from sins from the face of a serpent.
No. Sirach 18.
Oh, he had mercy on them to receive discipline.
Oh, yeah,
Them
yes,
that
yes,
seek
yes, yes.
diligently for the word of God.
Yes,
Literally.
yes. All right, get the next excerpt now.
All praises.
Get the next one. The meaning of wisdom.
Let me see. You want to start on the screen?
Yeah, on the screen, yeah.
Words keep his ways, seek to please him, are filled with his law, and prepare their hearts and humble themselves before him. These ideas are based, for the most part, on the great Deuteronomic equation to fear God, to love him.
So to fear God is to love God? And to love God is to what?
To keep his commandments.
Come on, bro. Let's go.
To walk in his ways. Deuteronomy 10 and 12 through 13 and 30 and 16. In Ben Sira's theology, the one who fears God must have a deep and abiding relationship of trust and love with God.
That's 1 John chapter 2 and verse 2 and 3. If you love God, you keep his commandments.
Right.
And if you say that you know him and you don't keep his commandments, you are a liar. Go ahead.
From what has been said thus far, it should be clear that the term wisdom in Ben Sira has also in the other wisdom writings of the Old Testament has a much wider meaning than in classical or contemporary literature.
Right, so it ain't just like some, well, he's going to say it. Watch this.
In Ben Sira, wisdom never refers to pure learning or cleverness or intelligence.
Right, like, yeah, man, you got all kinds of wisdom, bro, right? Because you know this and you know that about worldly things. That ain't the wisdom that Sirach is talking about. That's the point that he's making. And ain't because you know this and that, you clever, you intelligent. No, watch this, go ahead.
As it does say in many classical and modern authors.
Yep.
Wisdom in our book may be considered as either speculative or practical. Speculative wisdom has the intellect as its focus, and one achieves it by study, travel, and reflection. It tries to solve problems that engage the mind. Hence, such wisdom is the goal of the scribe whom Ben Sira describes in 38 verses 34, 39 verse 11. But even there, a person becomes wise by first devoting himself to the fear of God and to the study of the law of the Most High.
So that's how you gain wisdom, fearing God and studying the law of the Most High. Study, 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 study. Come on, that's what Bishop been bringing out, man.
Right.
For the longest time, the deacons, captains. Come on, bro.
Right.
This is written a long time ago, man. Come on, go ahead.
Speculative wisdom also has its dangers, so Ben Sira warns. Indeed, many are the speculations of human beings, evil and misleading fancies.
All right, cool. Now look. Let me get the book of Sirach, chapter 19, and let's look at verse 22 because he talked about a certain wisdom. This wisdom is going into you keeping God's commandments. It ain't talking about you just smart in literature,
Wise
books,
to do evil.
Wise to do none of that.
Right.
Sirach 19, 22.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
You see that? Because
Right.
there's knowledge of wickedness.
Yep.
Right? Remember, like the Stoics, the Epicureans, they had knowledge of certain things.
Yeah.
Greek philosophies, Roman philosophies, whatever. Even today, people think they smart
Yep.
with the certain words that they use. You got, like your scholars today, these different political
Right.
people, whatever. God says that's not wisdom. Sirach said that's not wisdom.
Right. Or even like we got TV show Power. People think they smart trying to sell drugs and climb up, you know what I mean, through society using what they see as a wise way to move in environments Esau created. But that's not true godly wisdom.
That's not true godly wisdom. Read it again, verse 22.
The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Right. So he's letting you know right there. All right. Right there. Let's keep reading a little bit more on that.
There is a you want the screen?
Yeah, the screen.
Practical wisdom, which has the will as its principal focus, includes what we would call today secular, ethical, and spiritual concerns and choices in daily life. For Ben Sira, however, practical wisdom is an essentially religious ability to distinguish and then choose between what is good and what is evil.
You see that? That's very important. That's what wisdom is, being able to distinguish what is good and what is evil. Hold that. Get that in Hebrews 5. Get Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12 or 13.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and verse 12.
Get 12 first, yeah.
For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Now, Paul is speaking to the Hebrews. So these are Israelites, Jews who knew the law. So they were already instructed in the laws. So what is he making reference to? He's making reference to you having to be taught again. Like when you read in the book of Matthew 18, you got to be born again, right? Or John chapter 3, you got to be born again. That's what he's saying. Because these scribes and Pharisees, these Jews who upheld the law and were under the law of animal sacrifice, they didn't have the full understanding of Christ. So what Paul is doing is he's instructing them, letting them know, for when the time you ought to be a teacher, you have what?
You have need that one teach you again.
You got to be retaught. You got to learn Christ. And then when you learn Christ, that's when you're going to get a good understanding of all the stuff that you've been reading in the law and in the prophets. Because Paul was instructed in the laws and the prophets. He was well instructed, right? He was under certain men, and so were a lot of these men in the Hebrews. But they didn't have a full understanding. Why? Because they didn't have Christ. They didn't understand Christ. So he said, you got to learn again. You got to be taught again under Christ, and then you could be a teacher. You can't do it under what you know now. Go ahead.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
Those are the first principles of the oracles of God for you to fully understand his word. Go ahead.
That goes back to that foundation we read earlier that was talking about the foundation.
Yes.
The principles.
Right. And that's what Ben Sira is going into, though. Discerning good and evil.
Right.
Here, I'm just giving you the context so you can understand, but it's the same idea. Go ahead.
And are become such as have need of milk.
So that's what we're learning. Milk, the basics, the foundation. That's what he wants them to learn. The milk, the basics in Christ. That's what it's going into. Go ahead.
And not of strong meat.
And not of strong meat, right? That's that heavy stuff. That's that stuff that is written in secret. So that wisdom is going into you to be able to distinguish good and evil. But you got to learn the basics first before you get to that level to be able to discern that. Yeah, obviously, okay, don't eat pork. That's evil.
Right.
But he's talking about even the heavier things as well.
Right.
To be able to judge matters.
Yep.
Different
Sirach
things.
said that in Sirach 3:21.
Seek, seek not things too hard for thee. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's probably where he got it from.
Right.
You
That's
know what I'm saying?
Because
they probably had this book.
Right.
13 now.
For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
Right, so you still learning. You still sipping on the milk. You still have a foundation that has to be set before you get into understanding more heavier things, right? Like I said, in the context, before they understood the certain things that were written in the law and then the prophets, or like for example, talks about Melchizedek. But they didn't know that Melchizedek was making reference to Christ.
Right.
And they've been reading that for a long time. They was raising the laws of Moses. Melchizedek is written in Genesis. But they didn't understand that. Why? They didn't understand that about Melchizedek being Christ. Why? And that the priesthood would change. Why? Because they wasn't following Christ. They was following a certain doctrine under the Levitical priesthood and under the old covenant, but it wasn't to its full extent because they didn't have Christ in their mind and they were doing evil with the law.
Right.
Having sex with the woman, manipulating people. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Come on.
But strong meat.
But what?
But strong meat.
So that strong meat is when you get that understanding, right? Go ahead.
Belongeth to them that are of full age.
And that comes with time. It comes with time. You got to experience different things. You got to go through different trials and tribulations. And you have to have longevity in this truth, longevity in study, longevity in keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
Even those who by reason of use.
So when they use these things, go ahead.
Have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom right there. That's what Ben Sira is getting into now. Let's go back to the excerpt. Let's finish it off. We got to move on.
Where we leave off?
Practical
wisdom?
Yep.
Practical wisdom, which has the will as its principal focus, includes what we would call today secular, ethical, and spiritual concerns and choices in daily life, For Ben Sira, however, practical wisdom is an essentially religious ability to distinguish and then choose between what is good and what is evil, between what is useful and what is harmful, and between what should be done and what should be avoided. When the faithful choose the first of these sets of alternatives, they are truly wise.
They are truly wise.
For they have exercised their moral conscience.
So you gotta exercise your moral consciousness. Keep God's commandments. Do good for your people. Go ahead.
Which enables them to have a closer relationship to God than merely external observance of a ceremonial law.
Oh yeah, I just show up. You got brothers that show up to the feast days, the new moons, the Sabbaths, but because they haven't applied true wisdom and discern between good and evil, they don't have a close relationship with God. And that takes you away from that true wisdom and relationship with God, right? Because you haven't been doing what the Lord said to fear God. Go ahead.
Accordingly, Ben Sira teaches that believers must love and fear God, must walk in his ways, and keep the commandments of the law. By so doing, they are living out of God's own wisdom, which is revealed in the law, and as a result, their practical wisdom approaches in some significant way the divine wisdom. One can now see more clearly why in 24 verse 23 the law and wisdom are identified. In sum, those who fear the Lord know they have a personal relationship with God by their faith.
Because remember, you are my friends if you what? Keep my commandments. Come on.
Hope and confidence in him, and by their obedience to
That
him.
part.
Damn.
They recognize the Lord as master and judge and as merciful.
That's right. That's right. That's
Emphasize
right.
their obedience. These people, they love to hear, but when it comes to application, that's where they fall off the wagon.
That's it. That's it. Get the next excerpt now. We're moving on now. Okay. Wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge are not human accomplishments, but are gifts which God fills people.
Remember, we read that earlier. Right? Or we referenced that earlier. Real quick, get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 11.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4
and verse 10.
And verse 10. He pleased God and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding.
Hold on real quick. Ephesians 4 and verse 8. I'm sorry. This is what I want. Ephesians 4 and verse 8.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 8. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high.
Right, when he ascended up on high. Remember when he went up to the Father, Acts 1 and verse 9, right? Go ahead.
He led captivity captive.
He led captivity captive. Death, go ahead.
And gave gifts unto men.
And he gave what unto men?
Gifts unto men.
The Lord is the one that gives you gifts. Look at verse 11. Here's some gifts.
Verse 11. And he gave some apostles.
And
some prophets. And some evangelists. And some pastors and teachers.
For what?
For the perfecting of the saints. For the work of the ministry. For the edifying of the body of Christ.
Right. So he gave these gifts to us. Let's go back to the excerpt.
Even the fear of the Lord is a divine gift, one of the purposes of which is to show human beings the grandeur of his works, to glory in God's wondrous deeds, and to praise his holy name. Are an essential part of Israelite life and religious observance.
So to keep his commandments and to glorify God, that's a part of our lifestyle. That's how we got to live. That's what being an Israelite is all about.
Yeah.
Fear God and keep his commandments. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. Go ahead.
And of the fear of the Lord, writes, praise is man's most characteristic mode of existence. Praising and not praising stand over against one another like life and death.
All right, we could drop that. So look, man, get Wisdom of Solomon 8, verse 21. Let's get that real quick.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 21. All such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know.
Meaning the Lord. Go ahead.
For wisdom which is the worker of all things.
For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, did what?
Taught me.
Taught Solomon and then taught us. Go ahead.
For in her is an understanding spirit.
For in wisdom is an understanding spirit. Go ahead.
Holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is.
You read 721?
Yes, sir.
I think I wanted 821. But that's good. That's in the spirit. Read it again, verse 21.
Verse
22.
22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me.
Watch this.
For in her is an understanding spirit.
So when you have wisdom in you, when you've been given the gift of God to understand wisdom, to keep wisdom, to apply his commandments, you get an understanding spirit. You start to understand his word that much the more. You start to understand the things that are written. Go ahead.
Holy.
Wisdom makes you holy. It makes you separate.
One only.
And wisdom is one only. There's nothing else that you can pair with wisdom. Go ahead.
Manifold.
Manifold. Different gifts. It's diverse, right? There's variables to it. Go ahead.
Subtle.
Subtle means wise. Go ahead.
Lively.
It's like it makes you wisdom should make you a lively stone. None of that is wisdom.
Right.
I didn't want to hang out today. I don't know. Shut the hell up. Wisdom is a lively spirit. Go ahead.
Clear.
Clear, meaning plain.
Undefiled.
It's undefiled.
Plain.
Plain, right?
Not subject to hurt.
Right. That's going into Romans, right? When it talks about a man that has wisdom or charity, it's using charity there. Charity, same thing. Love, charity, wisdom. Is going into somebody that is not quick to hurt. You don't have the mind to harm your brother.
Mind,
Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead.
Loving the thing that is good.
See that? Go ahead.
Quick,
meaning it gives you life. Go ahead.
which cannot be letted.
It can't be stopped.
Ready to do good.
And it's always ready to do good. Go ahead.
Kind to man.
It makes you kind to man.
Steadfast.
It makes you steadfast, meaning you on it. You ain't gonna stop. Go ahead. It makes you confident. Go ahead.
Sure.
It's sure, meaning like there's no doubt in it. Go ahead.
Free from care.
Free from care, no doubt, no worry. Why? Because you have God on your side. Go ahead.
Having all power.
And it gives you all power. We're going to get that in the end. Come on.
Overseeing all things.
Wisdom gives you a spirit to discern and to be able to oversee different things. That's why brothers, certain ranks with certain wisdom and understanding, they govern different offices and so forth, right? They're making sure the body's all right. That's what it means by it overseeth all things. Go ahead.
And going through all understanding.
Right, because the Lord created all these things and he used his wisdom to create these things. Everything has the Lord's spirit in it. So it goes through all understanding.
Going through all understanding, pure and most subtle spirits.
And more subtle spirits. So all praise be to the Most High God. Get Wisdom of Solomon 8:21. That's what I wanted.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 21.
And this is going to conclude the wisdom piece. Come on.
Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except God gave her me.
Unless God gave her unto me. Going back to those gifts. Go ahead.
And that was a point of wisdom. Also, to know whose gift she was.
Right. Come on.
I prayed unto the Lord and besought him.
And what happened?
And with my whole heart I said.
And then he starts going into the prayer, right? So wisdom is obtained by God and it is a gift of God. All right. Hey, give me the image real quick to sum that up about wisdom. We got to get a move on, man. It's late. It's getting late. 9:22. Yeah, give me wisdom. Yep, there it is. So look, we talked about wisdom and Sirach. Remember I said I was going to talk about wisdom, discernment, discretion, and judgment. So look, wisdom and Sirach, right? You got the fear of the Lord, beginning of all wisdom. So it begins with the fear of God, Sirach 1:14. It leads to right living. You got to keep God's commandments. You're guided by words and actions. So the wise speak carefully and act prudently. Protects and gives discernment, brings blessing and honor, is better than wealth, remains forever, right? So this is kind of going over, different things in regards to wisdom and how the Lord spoke about these things, right? Like Sirach 24:1, I, Jesus, the son of Sirach, have in my mind applied my heart to seek out and search wisdom. Well, that's not Sirach 24:1, GPT. But as you read here, you read the different aspects of wisdom and what he gave unto us. All right. This is what Sirach was going into with wisdom. So what do we know about wisdom? It's the keeping of God's commandments. All right. It's you fearing God and loving God. That's what wisdom is. Now we're going to move on. Let's get into the discretion aspect. Discretion. All right. Give me the next one, please. Give me discretion. Yeah, let's read that real quick.
Discretion in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. The wise man walks carefully in speech, judgment, and action.
So this goes into discretion. Also, give me the definition of discretion, please. Look it up for me.
Discretion refers to the freedom or power to make independent decisions based on your own judgment, or the tact and caution needed to avoid causing offense or revealing private information.
So this is what discretion is, right? So it's the freedom or power to make independent decisions based on judgment, your own judgment, right? And we know we filter that through the scriptures, or the tact and caution needed to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. So to be discreet, meaning you walk in wisdom, you know how to maneuver in different situations. That goes into speech, that goes into movement, that goes into a whole bunch of various things. Go back to the slide again, just so I can show the different. You got discretion in speech, discretion before judgment, discretion in keeping secrets, discretion in choosing your friends, discretion through counsel. Discretion is a gift of God. You got discretion in conduct. And you got the various scriptures that talk about that, right? Like blame not before thou hast examined the truth, right? You got discretion and humility, and you got discretion that goes into you fearing God, fearing the Lord, right? Give me the excerpt now. Give me the excerpt. So we get into a close here soon. Yeah, give me the that one. Let's talk first about moderation of eating. So remember, I told you, I said I wasn't gonna get away from the health piece. I just wanted to get to this point right here. Remember, we're talking about discretion now.
Right.
I can't touch everything in regards to discretion because there's so much in Sirach.
So much.
Just like in the wisdom part was like so much, bro.
Yeah,
we would have been there all day. So we had to move on. So in the discretion aspect, you read about how to eat, how to speak, how to move, how to walk, what friends to choose. Let's talk a little bit about gluttony. Let's talk a little bit about greed and covetousness.
Come on.
Because there's a lot of fatbacks in this world today.
Damn.
And there's men that have for a very long time disregarded the counsel of God and the counsel that Sirach gave unto us through the Lord in order to be disciplined and be able to be in good body composition in order for you to fight for the race of your for the plight of your people.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into it.
Come on.
Let's go. Read it.
The greedy and envious eye shifts with everything it sees.
So it's the greedy and envious eye, greed in food, envious. Go ahead.
And sends tears streaming down the face.
Right, that's Sirach 31. Go ahead.
Because it cannot have all its desires and begrudges others the good they receive. On the order of the verses, chapter 31, verse 15, one should be sensitive to others at a banquet. They have feelings, too. Hence, that which one dislikes should not be done to others.
Right, so what he's going over is like some of the chapters that you read. Get Sirach 31 right quick, because what Sirach does is he starts overlaying different hints of wisdom that go into discretion and how to maneuver in different situations like banquets. He's talking about banquets, right? But you got to see the point that he's making. You have to have discretion in any situation. So get Sirach 31 and look at verse 16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 16. Eat as it becometh a man, those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated.
Right, so he's showing you discretion. Eat as it becometh a man. Don't be in there just grabbing a whole bunch of food, eating like a crazy man, right? He's giving you discretion. Devour not, lest thou be hated. He's going into discretion, being discreet in how you eat. And it's not only in how you eat, but it's how much you eat. He's going to get into that. Go ahead.
Leave off first for manners' sake, and be not insatiable lest thou offend.
You see, so he's going into, like, for example, if you went to a banquet, if you went to a dinner, you got to have this discretion. You got to be this discreet. Go ahead.
When thou sittest among many, reach not thine hand out first of all.
Watch this.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
So a very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, right? You eat a certain amount, right? Stay in your caloric deficit, right? Or whatever goals you have attained in order for you to have a good body composition, right? So you're reading about the discretion of how to take care of your body and how to maneuver when you go out to eat, when you're invited, when you go to different places. This is how a man should conduct himself, how a woman should conduct himself. Don't be out there eating crazy, and don't be overeating. Go ahead.
And he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
All right, hold that. Let's go back to the excerpt. So now we get a little idea of what he's referencing right now. Come on.
If your neighbor eyes a particular dish and reaches for it, do not reach for it at the same time.
See, that's discretion. Go ahead.
In sum, at a dinner, one should be responsive to others and their tastes. The literal translation of eat like a human being what lies before you.
Right, that's Sirach 31. We read that already. Go ahead.
Do not bolt your food as animals do,
right,
or chew so loudly that you annoy your neighbors.
You see that? There's people that are lacking that. That's why the book of Sirach is good. So you can learn discretion.
Hey. Shoot. When I'm around my wife, I be eating. She's like, dang, you eat loud. I was like, hey, babe.
Hey, at the crib, bro. I be going, it is what it is, bro. Hey, it's my house.
Hey, I'm going to eat comfortably.
Yeah, at my house, I'm going to eat how I eat. You know what I'm saying? But, you know. But when I come around, you know, I'm going to be doing one of these. Well, I'm going to try. Go ahead. Come on.
Otherwise, you will be loathed. It is good manners to stop eating first and not to appear to gorge yourself, for otherwise you will be despised. The point of chapter 31, 16, and 17 is that you should eat in moderation and with courtesy.
Come on.
Not too slowly, lest you prolong the meal and hold up those who serve.
See that? That's etiquette. Come on.
And not too fast, lest you be considered a ravenous parasite whose whose appetite was sharpened by the invitation to dinner.
So look at the little wisdom he's given unto us. If there are other many guests, you
should not be the first to reach for the food. Derek Aris Rabba states, when two are sitting at the table, the elder begins to eat first, and the younger after him. And if the younger begins first, he is a glutton. Moderation not only is a mark of a well-bred person.
See that? Moderation is a mark of a well-bred person, or a person of what? Understanding. Go ahead.
A person of understanding, but also enables one to sleep comfortably.
We read that in Sirach. Read that real quick. Sirach 31:20.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 20. Sound sleep cometh by moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an insatiable man.
Right, go back.
On the contrary, gluttony brings on indigestion and restless tossing. When one attempts to sleep, moderation enables one to sleep soundly and awake refreshed and with a clear mind.
That's right.
If, however, one has eaten too much, as can happen on a festive occasion, even when one intends to eat moderately, vomiting will bring relief.
Right, that's in verse 21. All right, we could drop that. I just wanted to show you different aspects of discretion that he wants to teach us, right? And I definitely wanted to get this for those that are overeating, that are overindulgent, indulging in this different food, and so that you can learn and understand and see that Sirach has been talking about these things, and this is the way that you should move as a man of God and a woman of God, okay? Let's get discretion in speech. I like this one.
Next comes advice to the elder guests. They have, of course, the right to talk, but they should temper wisdom not to interrupt the singing. The wise guest knows when to speak and to keep silent when there is singing. The reference here is to the singers who performed at these sumptuous banquets. The elder who is wise knows when listening is in order.
Real quick, watch this. Sirach 32, verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 1. Thou be made the master of a feast. Lift not thyself up, but be among them as one of the rest. Take diligent care for them, and so sit
So
down.
he's letting you know, if you set up a feast, this is how you got to conduct yourself, right? You got to be amongst them. But be among them as one of the rest. Take diligent care for them, and so sit down. So make sure that the feast and everything is going well. And then when there's time to relax and eat with your people, eat with the people, you can go ahead and do that. But watch this. Verse 3.
Verse 3, speak. Thou art the elder.
So when you got the elders there, right, those chief men, it says you could speak. Obviously, that's discretion. Speak. You are the elder, right?
For it becometh thee.
Your job is to give forth wisdom. Go ahead.
But with sound judgment.
With discretion. With etiquette. Why? You don't see, like, for example, Acts 10 that Bishop Kanai did recently.
Right.
If you notice, he said, I think in the beginning of the class, maybe towards the end, he was like, all right, this is not going to be a long class. you know, because I know we want to feast and this and that. He's applying that right there. Speak, thou art the elder, but with sound judgment. Because watch this, go ahead.
And hinder not music.
You don't want to be going for hours and hours and hours. You're supposed to be feasting, having a good time. And you know, the Bible is open after 6 hours. Like you gotta have discretion in the way that you maneuver. So that's what Sirach is teaching. But that's a good lesson for us because it teaches us how to maneuver amongst our people, how to maneuver amongst, you know, each other. You know what I'm saying? If you speaking, don't interrupt you, right? If you speaking, you know, make sure I'm listening. All that is discretion. All that is etiquette. You know what I'm saying? You got something, officer?
No, you good.
Okay, let's go.
Cooking.
Let's go to look at verse 7. Jump down.
Verse 7, speak, young man, if there be need of thee.
You see that? Go ahead.
And yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
Right. So he's showing you how to be amongst wise men. Look at verse 9.
Verse 9, if thou be among great men, and make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words.
You see that? Go ahead.
Before the thunder goeth lightning, and before a shamefaced man shall go favor.
Meaning you gonna shine.
Hey,
if you follow after
can
this.
we jump back up to 8 real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
This is heavy because sometimes people, through excitement, they forget and they just blah 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 blah. Right. So let's see what Sirach says about that. Read
verse 8. Let thy speech be short.
Let thy speech be short.
Comprehending much in few words.
Comprehending much in a few words. That's that discretion he's talking about. Read.
Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue.
You have to say everything that's on your mind. You know, sometimes it's just indiscretion, understanding the importance of being in that leadership presence. And you know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy that just want to look like you're just taking over the whole conversation.
Right.
Say your point kindly to your point. Boom. Let them take back over now.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Bro, that's some good stuff though.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Because you know, you got brothers that, you know, hey man, can I get a precept? And they'll bring out the precept.
Right.
And it's cool. Like, you know, you break it down and then boom, you give it back to the chief speaker, right?
Yep,
you know, that's that order. Some brothers just be like, yeah, all right. Now, after that, get me that one in. It's like, yo, that's not discretion. That's not wisdom.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what Sirach is going into. Let's go back to the excerpt. Put it up. Yeah, the elder right there.
The elder who is wise knows when listening is in order, and he does not pour out discourse like a boor or flaunt.
I'm going to give you an example. When you see Deacon Joshua, right, at the table, and you have the sisters that do the dancing and all that, what does he do? Instead of him talking to the captain or him talking to one of the officers or him on his phone, he's paying attention to the dancers, the singers, whoever is performing whatever. That's discretion. That's wisdom, right?
Let's stop everything that we're doing. All right, they're about to perform.
And then they listen. Like it says right there, the elder who is wise knows when listening is in order. Right? Come on.
Or flaunt wisdom at the wrong time.
Right.
The images of jewelry are used to evoke the pleasures one experiences when listening to a good company singing, along with string music and enjoying delicious wine.
Right. You can read that in verses 4 or 5. Come on.
Ben Sira's advice to the young guest is typical and expected. If he is wise, he will speak only when necessary. And when the other guests have asked him more than once.
So, like, if that brother's wise, he's only going to speak when, like Joe was bringing out, only speak when necessary. And if you're twice asked, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Go ahead.
The words of Elihu in Job 32, verses 6 through 7. The young should be brief, but say much.
Hold that. Sirach 32. Let's read verse 1.
32 and 1 or Job?
Yeah, Job 32 and 1. This is a good example here.
The book of Job, chapter 32 and verse 1. So these three men ceased to answer Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than God.
Watch this, verse 4.
Verse 4. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken.
You see that? Because Job was the elder. Go ahead.
Because they were elder than he.
And the rest of the men were elder than he. So he understood discretion in when to speak and when not to speak. All right? So now, let's go back to
this discretion is between man. How much more when it becomes between a woman and a man?
Right.
I just want to drop that right there.
Yeah, no, that's heavy. That's heavy. Discretion is, for example, I mean, you bringing it out. Shoot. Discretion is like, for example, like an improvement process, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a chaperone, discretion is, hey, it's getting late. Y'all go home. That's discretion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you've had too much to drink. Stop drinking. Or it looks like you have too much drinks. Me as your chaperone, because I care about you, I'm gonna tell you to stop right now, right? Or give you that, give you that tab. Like, hey, yo, man, chill out, bro. You doing a little too much. That's discretion.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So these are things that we have to learn, being discreet, so that we could do good for our people. Let's go back to the excerpt. Let's finish it off.
The young should be brief, but say much, and then be quiet like the wise. The two, cola of 32 verse 9, are synonymous in parallelism. When with officials or elders, be not forward or too insistent.
Right. So he even teaches you in the book of Sirach, same chapter 32. You don't want to exert yourself too much, but also you don't want to be away from them too much either, right? So don't be too forward or too insistent. So he's teaching you all these different aspects of how to use discretion amongst leadership, amongst elders. Go ahead.
For the possible dangers of being over familiar with officials.
You see that? Being over familiar with the officials. You lack discretion. You think you on his level now, the way you conducting yourself. Go ahead.
With comment. The esteem that shines on modesty may be compared to the brilliance and swiftness of the lightning that flashes before a hailstorm.
Right, that's what we read earlier in, before the thunder goeth lightning, finish that last part.
The modest youth receives immediate and dazzling recognition. The final 3 verses of this poem are applicable to all guests at a banquet. When it is time to leave, be off without delay.
Right, you got them people, like, you go to somebody's house, and they kind of give that warning. They kind of give that hint. Like, oh, all right, man, shoot, man, it's getting late. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start getting ready for bed. And then you still got that one brother that's just hanging around. Everybody get up. They start to put the shoes on. They leaving. And you still got that one brother who wants to hang out.
Kicking it.
Just kicking it.
Yep.
He didn't get the sign. So then now you gotta go up to and be like, hey, bro, man, it's time for you to go, bro.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't have to be asked to go. You should know, like, that's the time. Like, just discernment. That's
discernment.
It's discretion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Even when you're on the phone sometimes, you'll be on the phone like, all right, man, what you about to do? All right, cool. Like, imagine you give the hint. Because you know how we are, man. We black. So be like, all right, man, so what you got going on later? All right, man. Yeah, man, I'm probably going, you giving the clue, like, I'm ready to get off the phone now. I got some stuff I got to do.
Right.
But then, you might have a brother like, yeah, man, so by the way, like, what's up with this? It's like, damn, bro, you don't get it? You lack discretion. You lack discernment.
Let's keep it real. Hey, bro, holla at you later.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, man. Come on, finish it off.
Overstaying your welcome is a gross violation of good manners. Home is the place to do or talk as you wish, but without sin or words of pride.
Mm-hmm.
Consideration for others at a banquet demands that you be discreet and circumspect in the way you eat, drink, and speak.
Right? So that's discretion. That's discretion. And like I said, I'm just touching on little aspects of discretion in Sirach. We didn't even, Joe mentioned it. We just talking about like a basis of discretion. We're not even talking about how a woman should conduct herself in discretion. We're not talking about discretion in marriage. We just touching the surface, bro. Like, there's so much more. We might have to do like not a part 2, but Ecclesiasticus, marriage, whatever. Marriage and whatever else that Sirach talks about.
Right. Oh, that's deep.
Marriage, forefathers, and whatever.
Because when the sisters understand how men deal with each other, how much more that you supposed to be like 10 times more. Like, if we're dealing like that amongst each other, the discretion and how Sirach and how the men and how leadership build us on how to deal with each other. When it comes to the sisters, that's 10 times more.
Yeah.
10
times more.
All praises.
All right, get the next one. We about to start wrapping up now. Yeah, I need this one for sure. Is that the one about Nope. Yeah. Get that one. Get that one. I want to talk a little bit about alcohol, but we might not get to it. Go all the way up. Yeah. The sinner, however, is not interested in Go ahead.
Guidance, but turns aside warnings that the law provides in abundance and even distorts the law to suit his purpose. The sinner, in other words, uses the law when it suits his purposes or his lifestyle, but ignores it when it does not. A new unit may be seen in 32 verses 18 through 24. It speaks primarily of the person who is well advised, the sage who pays heed to what he learns. In contrast, the proud and insolent person is deterred by nothing.
So this is going into discretion and wisdom in discernment and how you should conduct yourself and in your advice and counsel and the lack thereof, right? Because remember, he said up there that sinners, to them, they distort the law to suit his purpose, right? Look at Sirach 32:17.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
So he won't be reproved, but he'll find an excuse according to fit his will or to suit his purpose. So the sinner, in other words, uses the law when it suits his purpose or his lifestyle, but ignores it when it does not, okay? Then he starts talking about discretion. I mean, not discretion, but being well advised. Finish it off. It speaks primarily.
It speaks primarily of a person who is well advised, the sage who pays heed to what he learns. In contrast, the proud and insolent person is deterred by nothing.
Meaning he don't give a damn. Read that in verse 18.
Verse 18, a man of counsel will be considerate.
So a man of counsel will be what?
Considerate.
Will be considerate. My bad. Go ahead.
But a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear.
Right. So a man of counsel that receives counsel, he's going to consider the counsel that he got. But a strange and proud man, he don't give a damn. He doesn't have any fear to move on the way that he wants to move. So he made up his own mind. He gave advice to himself, but he doesn't fear that it might go wrong. He doesn't fear of the circumstances that's going to come with that. Go ahead.
Even when of himself he have done without counsel.
Right. Even when he of himself had done without counsel. So regardless of if he got counsel or not, he doesn't fear. He doesn't follow after it. And therefore, he's going to end up in a situation that's poor, as we're going to read on. Right? Go ahead.
Do nothing without advice. And when thou hast once done, repent not.
So do nothing with that advice. You want to make sure you counsel with the proper people. And when that has received that advice, don't repent from it. Follow suit. That's why you got to have multiple counselors, right? So you get different counsels, and then you end up choosing what would fit, the best. You choose the advice that best fit your situation. So you hear different people. All right, counselor. All right, cool. Right, multiple counselors. There's safety. And then once you choose what way you gonna go, don't repent from it. Like, you know what? At the end of the once you're in that situation and you just say, you know what? The hell with that counsel. Let me go ahead and just do what I thought I was going to do anyways. That's what he's going into. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall.
Right.
And stumble not among the stones.
And stumble not among the stones. Right. In other words, you don't want to be that brother that goes on into his own way, and now you blinded, and now you stumbling. That's what it means by stumble not amongst the stones. I'm going to give you one precept. Get Proverbs 4. Look at verse 19. This is what it's going into.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness.
See that? Stumble. Go ahead.
They know not at what they stumble.
You see that? Don't stumble amongst the stones. Don't stumble amongst the stones. Last one, verse 21.
Verse 21, let them not depart from thine eyes.
No, verse 21 in Sirach. Sirach 32 and verse 21.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 21. Be not confident in a plain way.
So don't be confident in your own mind to seek out a way that you think is right. That's the plain way, the easy way, the good, the easy path, the smooth path. You think the smooth path is the way to go. He said, don't be confident in that. Make sure you receive instruction. Go back to the excerpt. Let's finish it off. We got to keep moving.
It is a mark of wisdom to do nothing without counsel, nothing on impulse, nothing on whim. Once the wise have acted with forethought and prudence, they should have no qualms. For to have regrets after a carefully planned course of action is not only a foolish waste of time, but also a source of discontent and uneasiness in one's inner life.
Right.
For the imagery of snares and stumbling in 32 and 20, Isaiah 8, 14 through 15, there is an chiastic pattern in 32 and 20, which may be rendered on the way of snares, walk not and stumble not, on a stumbling stone twice.
Right, meaning don't choose a path where you're going to fall, you're going to mess up, God.
The meaning is avoid paths that are treacherous.
See that?
But if you err on a particular course you have chosen after careful thought, do not repeat the same mistake. There is another rhetorical pattern which gives emphasis to the thought, trust not in the road for bandits, and in your paths be careful. Bandits who preyed on travelers were common in that day and also later. Luke 10:30 through 35. The parable of the Good Samaritan. Ben Sira may be using this practical advice also in a metaphorical sense. The road, of course, of action you have chosen may have hidden pitfalls or bandits, so do not be overconfident. Rather, be careful on the path you walk.
Right. So the point is you got to be careful on the path that you walk. You got to be careful in the decisions that you make. That's going into good judgment and good discernment, okay, and good discretion as well. So you got to be confident in the good way. Be confident in the words of God. Look at verse 23 in Sirach.
Sirach 32 and verse 23.
I'm rushing it now because of time. Go ahead.
In every good work, trust thy own soul.
So trust in every good work. The good work is the keeping of God's commandments, following after counsels, following after the word. Trust in that when you follow that, but don't be confident in a plain way, in a way that you think is right, based off your own mind. Go ahead.
For this is the keeping of the commandments.
Right. So a man will be thoroughly furnished into all good what? Works. Go ahead.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
You see that?
And he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
So that's good judgment. That's good judgment. Last excerpt. I got to bring this out. Last excerpt, please. Judgment and wisdom. Yeah, there it is. All right, pay attention to this one. This is I like this one here. One should conclude. So now we're going to kind of conclude everything in a way. We talked about wisdom. We talked about discretion a little bit, like different aspects of discretion. And then we talked about judgment and discernment, right? Which kind of fall into the same category, right? Look at what Ben Sira has to say. Come on.
One should not conclude that Ben Sira disdained all manual labor. His teaching in 7 and 15, verse 22, clearly indicates that the wise should also work with their hands.
So remember when you read about in Sirach chapter 39, is it 39? I want where it talks about the the guy that's always working. Oh, it's Sirach chapter 38.
Yeah.
Right? 38. When you read in Sirach chapter 38, he goes into those that are always working. They're always occupied in their job. They're always occupied in their careers, right? So they don't focus on God. They rather focus on trying to make it big. They rather focus on their herd animals. They rather focus on, getting that next promotion, right? They just don't have the mind to want to study, to want to learn, and to want to be around. They're always in the same city. They never travel. That's what we're about to read right now.
Uh-oh.
So he said, one should not conclude that Ben Sira disdained all manual labor. So he's not speaking against working, because obviously you should do good, but he's going to get to a point that you have to have wisdom in the forefront of your mind. Watch this. Go ahead.
Clearly indicates that the wise should also work with their hands. In fact, the later rabbis did just that.
Right.
Saul of Tarsus, who had been a Pharisee and later became known as Paul.
Watch this.
Was a tent maker.
So he was a worker. He worked. Go ahead.
And he supported himself by practicing his trade, even though he had the right to compensation from the Christian communities he served.
Right, because he could have got money from the people, and he didn't have to work, right, because he was an apostle. But he still worked to show that example. So he worked, but he put his people first. He put his nation first. Some people is the opposite. They put their work first and the Lord second, the people second. Come on.
The first poem is divided into 7 stanzas. Introduction, the farmer, the seal maker, the smith, the potter, the products of skilled workers, concluding couplet. The end of the 4 stanzas of the poem is clearly indicated by the use of the same phrases in the last bicolon of each stanza. His determination is to, and he is careful to.
Right, so look, let's read it real quick. Sirach 38, and let's look at verse 28.
The book of Sirach, chapter 38, verse 28.
I'm sorry, look at verse 25.
Verse 25. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? And that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks.
Right, come on.
He giveth his mind to make furrows,
Right.
and is diligent to give the kine fodder.
Working in agriculture, go ahead.
So every carpenter and workmaster,
Same with every carpenter and workmaster.
that laboreth night and day, and they that cut engrave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and to watch to finish a work.
So these men are occupied in their work. These men are occupied in their careers and their jobs and so forth. But look at verse 32.
Verse 32, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down.
So he's not speaking against working, because he's letting you know right there that without these people, a city can't be inhabited. But he's going into how you have to put the Lord first, or else you're not going to learn. You're not going to grow in wisdom. Look at verse 24.
Verse 24, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
That's the point. The wisdom of a learned man, it comes from opportunity of leisure, meaning your free time. Go ahead.
And he that hath little business shall become wise.
So you got to be wise in your time. So if you do got to work long hours, you got to make sure that you don't waste the rest of the hours doing BS, right? That's that leisure time that the Lord gave you in order for you to what? To study. If you don't do that, look what the Lord says in 33.
Verse 33, they shall not be sought for in public counsel.
You're not going to be sought for wisdom. You're not going to be sought for counsel. You're not going to be that guy that people go to for advice, because all you know is your work. And the time that you had free from your work, you didn't use that to study, to want to push for the betterment of your people. You rather watch TV. You rather, go to the club, or it might not even be that deep, but you just do anything else outside of studying the Word of God.
Right. You want to follow your lust. You want to follow that thing that, I don't know. One thing is, I just want to say this point real quick. One thing that I learned growing up in this truth is understanding how to build your life around the truth, and not the truth around your life.
Bring it out.
And this is where Sirach is going into right here. And it's important because leadership is going into people growing and enhancing their knowledge, their understanding, their well-being, getting in something more to help benefit Israel. Because we're in these days where we're going to have to rely on each other. So if you're so accustomed to being in Esau's world, by the time it's that time where we got to come together as a nation, we're lost in the sauce. Instead of creating and building stuff and education and knowledge to help benefit Israel. So, hey,
man, you're on point.
Sirach is deep on this part. Right?
Man, Sirach is cooking, bro. Hey, let's go back to the extra. We're almost done. It's 9:56. I don't like going like above 10, Come on.
The introductory bicolon sets the tone of the whole section. The scribe can increase wisdom because, free from a life devoted primarily to physical labor, he himself has first become wise.
The opportunity of leisure. Go ahead.
The wisdom of the scribe is acquired in the opportunity of leisure, thus emphasizing the necessity of free time in which one can study and reflect.
See that? Go ahead.
In contrast, the farmer who wearies himself with the heavy work of plowing and caring for his livestock and is content to do so can hardly have the energy or disposition to study so as to become wise. In the Judaism of Ben Sira's time, the scribe was a well-traveled, cultured, and pious Jew who was highly trained in the sacred scriptures, especially the law. His principal responsibility was to instruct others in the glories of Israel's religious heritage.
You
and
see
wisdom.
That was his that was his real job. His job, his principal responsibility was to instruct others in the glories of Israel's religious heritage and wisdom. How much the more now? Bro, our people are asleep out here. Our people don't even know God. Back then, they had at least an inclination of God, an idea of God. They had the books. They knew they were Israel. Today, we don't even know that. How much the more now? Your job is to teach your people, to bring them back to their heritage and wisdom. Come on.
In order to fulfill the demands of his vocation properly, the scribe needed adequate leisure, free from physical fatigue. Hence the point of the present stanza.
Come on.
The designer and engraver of seals, though his work is less strenuous than the farmer's, also lacks the leisure and talent to become wise. Yet the products his skilled hands manufactured were important for society.
Get the next one.
In the sixth stanza on skilled workers, Ben Sira speaks of their abilities and the essential contributions they make to the community. Without them, no city could be lived in. Nevertheless, he emphasizes the inability of these people to serve in positions of responsibility in the public domain. The reason why artisans do not hunger wherever they stay is that they readily find work to support themselves and their families. But they are not in demand for the counsel of the people.
So they're not in demand for the counsel of the people. They're not asked for of these things because their job primarily is in their careers and keeping the estate of this world. Go ahead.
Nor are they prominent in the assembly.
Come on.
The reason is simple. They are not trained for civic or religious leadership in general.
Damn, that's a cut. Come on.
In particular, they are not to be found on the judge's bench.
Wow. So don't get mad if you ain't getting promoted. Don't get mad if you ain't increasing in wisdom and knowledge when you putting your job first, when you putting anything else above the Lord first, when you're not studying. Come on.
For they cannot understand law and justice.
Damn.
And since they are not trained in wisdom, they are not found among the rulers. Yet they are expert in the works, which can also mean business or occupations of this world.
Damn, come on.
Hence, they perform an important function in society. It is noteworthy that Ben Sira accords a place of honor to the artisan that he denies to the merchant, who can hardly remain without fault, for as he explains, between buying and selling, sin is wedged in.
Right, going into business. Go ahead.
The ideal scribe, who was introduced in the opening bicolon of the poem on skilled workers, is now described in the final stanza. He is the person who devotes himself to the fear of God and to the study of the law of the Most High.
Wow, look at that. Come on.
The ideal scribe, Ezra, is depicted in similar fashion. He was a scribe, well-versed in the law of Moses, which was given by the Lord, the God of Israel.
That's what we have to do. We have to be like them. We have to be well-versed in the law of Moses and the laws of God and the prophets and the teachings of Christ and Paul and the disciples. Go ahead.
Ezra had set his heart on the study and practice of the law of the Lord and on teaching statutes and ordinances in Israel. Fear of the Lord and devotion to the law are indispensable. Without them, the scribe can in no way be considered wise.
That's right.
The second poem now describes in detail the noble life of the scribe. A major responsibility of the scribe is the study of the rest of the Old Testament, the wisdom, books, and the prophets. Only then will the scribe pursue other learning and public service and travel in order to gain experience.
Right. So that's the importance. We good. We could drop that. That's the importance of studying. That's the importance of making sure that you utilize your time wisely. Bishop is always talking about it, bro. Study, pray, apply. He's going into these things always and continuously. Hold on. We got one more. Go back. Get the last one. Conclusion. This is the last one that I want y'all to look at, that I want you to see, and we're going to conclude with this one right here. Ben Sira.
Ben Sira begins by informing us that from the time he was young and innocent, he kept seeking wisdom.
See that? That's how we got to be. We got to keep seeking wisdom. That's Sirach 51. Go ahead.
Thus he followed his own advice to the young men he instructed in Sirach 6 and 18. Reference to 1 Kings 3, 7 through 9. Though wisdom is a gift from the Lord, one must nonetheless strive for it.
So you got to strive for it, go ahead.
Wisdom, which is personified in this poem, came to Ben Sira in her beauty, presumably while he was still relatively young.
So Ben Sira, who wrote Sirach, he gained wisdom when he was young because he learned, he studied, he was around the elders. Go ahead.
The pursuit of wisdom was a lifelong affair for our author, as it is for everyone else.
You missed that part. And he determined to cultivate her until the end of his life. The pursuit of wisdom was a lifelong affair of our author, as it is for everyone else. Finish it off.
For the imagery of the blossoms yielded to ripening grapes, the heart's joy. The ripening grapes are a figure of the youth's own adolescence.
You can read that in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Ben Sira's feet kept to the level path. which can also mean uprightness, fairness, as in Psalm 67 and 5.
He kept the law.
He kept the law faithfully and accordingly from the earliest youth was familiar with her. In the theological perspective of our book, one cannot attain wisdom without keeping the law of fearing the Lord.
That's right. Though
Ben Sira paid heed to wisdom for only a short time, he nevertheless met with great instruction. A similar thought occurs. Because he profited from wisdom, he gives grateful praise to his teacher, God, who is author and bestower of wisdom.
That's right, man. So listen, man. So this is Ecclesiasticus, wisdom, discretion, and judgment. I wanted to bring that last part out to motivate y'all to study, to motivate y'all to travel, to specifically the men, right? Because these are unto you, O men, I call. We're raising up the leaders of the nation of Israel, and the leaders got to be studied. The leaders got to know counsel. The leaders got to know judgment, discernment, and wisdom. All right.
Hey,
go ahead.
It's only right to. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's only right to bring this precept. It literally matches with what you just read just now. Get Sirach 50 and 27. Leave them with this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The book of Sirach.
Bro, hold on. Because I had forgot that I was actually going to bring that one out. Look, I wrote it in my...
I'm telling you, yeah.
Look, they might not believe me. Oh, you can't see it. It's too bright. But in my last piece, I had Sirach 50 and 27. No, but you go ahead and bring it out.
You got it, officer.
All right, bring it out.
The Most High. I'm telling you,
praises.
bro.
That was the spirit. That was the spirit.
And emphasize on that exercise.
I'm glad you remember, bro, because I wasn't gonna bring it out. Thank you. Hey, bring it out. Come on, go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 50 and verse 27.
Yup.
Jesus, the son of Sirach of Jerusalem, hath written in this book the instruction of understanding and knowledge, who out of his heart poured forth wisdom.
Come on.
Blessed is he that shall be exercised in these things.
You see that? Blessed is that man and woman that is exercised in all the things written in Sirach. Read Sirach. Go ahead.
And he that layeth them up,
keepeth it and put it in his mind. Go ahead.
And his heart shall become wise.
Go ahead.
For if he do them,
if he what?
If he do them,
if he does them, applies them, like he said, wisdom is keeping God's commandments, fearing the Lord. Go ahead.
He shall be strong to all things.
He should be fortified. Go ahead.
For the one light of the Lord leadeth him.
For the light of the Lord leadeth him. The light is Christ. Go ahead.
Who giveth wisdom to the godly.
He giveth wisdom to the God. Watch this.
Blessed be the Lord forever. Amen. Amen.
Now notice how it ends. Blessed be the Lord God forever. Amen. Amen. It is possible that this was his last piece. So chapters 51 is actually his son's added part.
Right.
I don't know for sure, but but when you read it, it goes, because he says amen, amen. And then in the next one, he goes into like his prayer. It goes into a prayer of Sirach, which is believed to be his grandson. Either maybe not the translator, but maybe his son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it goes
so he
right
added
there.
because he even in the prologue, it says that he finished it. So, anyways, all praise be to the Lord God. All right, all praises be to the Lord God. All right.
So, hey, man, put fire emojis if you like that class. We went in history. We was bringing the context of it, and most importantly, getting the medicine out of it to make ourselves better. But guess what? The truth don't stop right here. We got to go. We got to get to the four corners of the earth. So the Booster Club. Make sure you support the Booster Club and make sure you understand why you supporting the Booster Club. Why? To go wake up the 12 tribes of Israel scattered in the four corners of this earth. Everyone needs to hear this truth that has the chance for salvation. Next.
That's right.
Hey, follow us if you haven't. If you are following us, make sure you like, comment, and share this class. Like, comment, and share the channel so we can mess with the algorithm to get to the people that really need to hear this. Because it's good. It's good to feed those that know this, but it's even better reaching those people that don't know, that need to hear about this. So follow, like, and comment on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We got the IUIC Phoenix Instagram, and we got the IUIC or the Power Hour Plus Instagram. So make sure you follow, scan that thing, and follow us.
Hey, all praises to the Lord. Hey, with that, y'all be safe. Last one. My bad.
Let's not forget about following the original royalty content. Hey, like we were saying earlier, hint, hint, you know how original royalty is moving. If you don't count those drops, you might miss out. But guess what? You're going to be able to stay in tune if you follow us on Original Royalty on Instagram and Facebook. With that.
Hey, and with that, we say
Shalom.
Shalom.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwam Yasharallah.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwam Yasharallah.
Hey, one nation, one nation.
This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza.
We one nation, one nation.
It wouldn't be Israel without Mexicans, black love, brown pride, cause we next to kin.